guys.
Hello.
What's up?
How is everybody? Oh my goodness.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, are we all
Can you hear
good?
me?
Are you good?
What are our levels
Test,
sounding
test, check.
like before we actually get started?
Hello. I see a Becky. Can you hear us, Becky?
Yes. No more
Test,
music.
test, check. Oop. Do.
Hello.
Check 1, 2.
Sound levels.
Sound levels are good. Yay!
Yay!
Good job, David.
I can't believe I got it right on the first try.
Yay!
Oh my gosh. Holy crap. The wave of relief that Becky you provided in that
Oh my
moment alone.
Well, now that we got that off our chests,
Yeah.
hi guys, welcome to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm Pannon.
I'm V-Fire.
And I'm David.
Nice.
Do I really do the punchy thing every time?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no way of knowing.
Do you?
I
It just
don't
seemed
know.
fitting.
It's just what I do, apparently.
There are times when I just like rock back and shake my head as you're like stretching it out. Like, there he goes. There they goes.
Oh man.
Hello to Sasha.
Sasha says
hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Sasha.
Hi, X-Angel. Yeah, I have big speakers in my yard, and you are booming across it. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yay.
Uh,
But yeah, as always, like if you're not here joining us for this lovely live stream, if you want to reach out to us, there are a bunch of ways you can do that. First is our email, which is cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com, or
Or you can go to the website, cosplaystitchandseam.com. We've got a form you can fill out there. Or
go to the Facebook page, and while you're on the Facebook page, tell us what you're working on. We would love to see our community continue to grow with our Work in Progress Wednesdays, our Throwback Thursdays, our Finish Fridays, or just tell us whatever. We would love to see it. We love having a good time and a good chat. But if you're not a big fan of Facebook, I totally understand. I can't stand it. Why don't you go to our Discord server where we have a fantastic community of people who want to celebrate and work with you. We talk about food. We talk about games. We talk about TV shows. Somebody mentioned BoJack Horseman lately, and I was like, ooh, maybe
oh yeah.
sad do I want to be right now?
I know. I was like, I want to reply,
Oh,
but
no.
also that show gives me such feels.
I mean, it's yeah,
It's so good.
it's therapy that
but
I
it's
don't
also-
pay for.
oh.
And while you're on the internet, if you want to help out the show, there are many different ways that you can do that. Share the podcast with a friend. That is the simplest, easiest, and cheapest way to do it. Leave a review on your podcasting app of choice. Those mean a lot to us. It helps the algorithm spread our podcast out. It's weird seeing myself on the screen as
Yeah.
we're doing this. That,
you just don't, you can take the glasses off, zone it out.
Okay, that's so... what are those amorphous blobs doing on my screen?
What's that? I don't know.
So, and then also we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/cosplay stitch for $3. Wait, I can't see your name, but thank you.
Hey.
Indra, I missed the rest.
Thank you, Indra.
Yay.
Our Patreon, patreon.com/cosplay stitch for $3 a month. You can get a shout out on the show every single episode. And for $5 a month, you can join our cosplay club.
You can hear it. You can
Nobody
hear
else can hear it. but me.
I was like, I'm assuming that played.
Usually it like thunders through my headphones.
It's so loud, and I've tried turning it down so many times, but it doesn't work. I also have several other buttons on here, and I don't remember what they're all mapped to at this point because it's been so long since we've done live stuff besides our live stuff that we did.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no room for the buttons when we were at HachiCon.
Yeah.
Also, we survived HachiCon.
We did it. Oh my gosh.
So that was, oh my goodness, we did it. That was crazy.
It happened.
That was a weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Whew.
So what are we doing?
Care
this
to,
month?
I was gonna say, care to tell us why we're
Yes.
here today,
so
like in this
It'll answer
big
a
epic live
question
stream.
too. So
Yes, we do have a question. Yeah, so today is our 200th episode. We could not have done it without you guys. So thank you so much, everyone in chat. Thank you all the people who
Yay.
are listening to this in post. And I thought it would be a really good idea to subject my poor partner into listening to our entire backlog and building a fun little Q&A off of that.
I'm sorry.
What David's not telling you is it was absolutely my choice. Every decision.
Oh, there's our new sub, Indiana Jolly.
Oh, thank you. Indiana
Oh,
Valley,
hey.
thank you.
I have your topic request, jolly person, by the way. There's a topic request in our emails from so yeah.
Yay!
It's a good one.
So this is my amazing, stunning partner. This is Kaylin, pronouns Zir. Absolutely one of the most amazing people that I have ever known. Also, probably one of the smartest. And whenever I try to passionately share something with people, Kaylin is oftentimes the last person that I share those things with because Kaylin is nicer to everybody else but me. When it comes
Oh.
Kaylin knows me too well and goes, Faye can handle that. This feedback will be perfectly fine. Yeah, Kaylin will absolutely destroy any piece of art that I made this. You could do better. Love you too, babe.
You know, they say really good partners push you to do better.
Sure. People are saying hi in chat. Technology is working. Everything's great.
Yay!
Fabulous.
Uh,
Wonderful.
Yeah, so this is Kaylin. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Is this the first time that we've been on this podcast?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa.
Oh my gosh! How
I
has that happened?
I mean, I don't do that much cosplay stuff, and I don't have interests and hobbies that intersect that you haven't had better, more experienced guests on for. So that's probably why.
That's
But no, I'm thrilled. Thank you so much for having
Yay!
me
I
on
was gonna
tonight.
say we're happy
I'm
to
super
have you.
excited. I'm guessing for y'all out there, you may have guessed just by David's introduction of me, I'm autistic as I can't say that on the podcast. So I am very autistic. I am pretty blunt, and so some of that will probably come through. But yes, I love you dearly. Thank you for handling my criticism because it is 100% meant to support, rally, and push you to do better.
I think it was one of
And I
the,
appreciate you.
I think it was one of those things of just like like one of the first obstacles of our relationship in the autism. Not that we're gonna make this our autism. Just like understanding how that communication works is just very, very different. In you are not trying to do this thing to tear me down. You are genuinely trying to help me
Mm.
And to understand.
and to understand, right?
Hmm.
And like I have come to love it in that way. But it's still like is so difficult for me to do sometimes. Because it's just like I want to share this with my person because I'm so proud of this. But I know that the moment like season 3 of The Last Voice, I was like, here's the script, read it, like let me know just what you think. I'm not making any edits, but just let me know what you think. Have you read it yet? Please tell me you've read it yet. Please. You hate it, don't you? No, I thought it was good. Okay, I can work with that.
Oh man, on that topic, I have to say, like one of my favorite things I brought back from NDK, where I was at last weekend,
Mhm.
is one of the booths had pins and they were all fan fiction tropes, like all the tags from AO3. So I got me some like enemies to lovers and some Omegaverse and a few other things. We found that like the more people who admit that they're into like that trope, the more other people who are like, oh yeah, I'm also into that, but I just didn't want to admit it out loud, which was really funny. Really funny.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yes. Anyway.
Uh,
Anyway, so cosplay.
Yeah.
So y'all have been doing this podcast for a little while, huh?
Little.
Yeah.
Little.
So I went
Was it
back and I listened to the
2018.
Was it?
like you'll find out.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
So I went back, I listened to the entirety of the backlog, and I decided because autism, I thought it'd be fun to do a trivia game. So we're gonna be going over some cosplay Stitch and Seam trivia. We're gonna do a little bit of stuff that's cosplay related, some meta stuff's focused on the podcast, and we're gonna sprinkle everything in with some AMAs from the audience and just from me.
Booyah.
We're also going to revisit some of the questions you asked each other on the 50th episode.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So we're gonna
no.
go.
Was I part of the podcast at that point?
Yes.
Because obviously I was
Yes.
part of the podcast.
I was like, yes.
Barely.
Barely.
After the 50th episode, your attendance spiked up quite a bit. You became a lot more involved
Mm.
after that.
Nice.
point.
Which we are very grateful for.
Yeah. So y'all ready to jump into
Let's
it?
get it started.
So let's start with a couple of questions.
Sounds great.
There was a question on there, but I'm like,
Ooh,
Was that the drunk episode? Episode 50?
I think that was 100.
100. I think it was around the
I think it
100.
was
Yeah.
100.
It was definitely one of our drunk episodes.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've only done one drunk episode.
You've only done-
officially.
Yes, one but there was one other one where one of you admitted, "Oh yeah, I might have had a drink before this," and the other one's like, "Oh my god, I did too."
So naughty.
Yeah, so y'all have been doing this for a while, as previously stated. Is there advice you've given on the podcast that you wish you could take back?
I mean, what advice have I given?
I know. I'm like, boy.
Gosh, I don't know. Like I had one like I want to say in the last like 30 episodes
Mhm.
where like I almost immediately like regretted it was the one on like different like fun like news info sources we were talking about and like places to listen to.
I remember that.
And it
one.
was like the very next, like within 7 days, like half the people I had suggested were part of different like internet dramas that I was just like, never mind,
Yeah.
never mind.
Not those ones.
That's the one that immediately comes to mind.
I think for me, like understanding more about like ADHD and how brains work, like
Mm.
like I've kind of come to this in like the trope of like, oh, if he really wanted to, he would.
Mm.
And it's like, yeah,
Mm.
I do really want to, like in this like aspect of, but my brain does not allow me out of bed or off the couch sometimes, right? And so like there's a lot more like forgiveness that I give to like myself, and by extension I want to give that to our audience and our people listening, of just like, no, if you are having a hard time with it, sometimes that's what your body is telling you, is like, you need to slow down, you need to calm down and like pull back from it for a little while. And I think that's the biggest thing. Also, my voice is kind of going in and out just because I just finished a huge audiobook that I've been working
Aw.
on.
Oh,
So-
booyah.
So I apologize if my voice just goes all the way through. So yeah, I think that's like my biggest thing of like, if you are finding yourself sitting on the couch, you're probably there for a reason.
Hmm.
Allow yourself to be there. Set a timer. Sure, get up after a little bit. Oh, thanks for the follow.
Oh my
Quinn.
gosh. Hello, party
Yo.
of 19.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Holy crap, the chat is exploding.
Yeah. I'm usually with the raid. This is amazing. Oh,
Yay!
thanks, Kate.
Yay! Boys
Uh,
support boys.
Yeah, boys. Thank you so much, my love. For those of you who are joining, thank you so much. If you need to raid and run, get some rest, please do so. That you guys are absolutely amazing.
Up late over there.
Yeah. This is it's only pretty late over there. Only super late.
Only super late. It's fine.
Hi,
What's up,
Quinn.
nerd?
How's it going? How was your stream? We were just going through some trivia stuff and asking ourselves some hard questions. And I was saying, giving yourself time and and space. And so if you guys need to rest, reload, raid and run, you're all more than welcome to. But thank you so much for raiding in.
Quinn doesn't do human hours.
That's very
true.
true. That's very true. Hi Oz. All right. Did anybody else want to throw in on that one?
Yeah, I was like, I haven't answered yet. I've been trying to think about it though, because like
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, let me go last. Thank you. I don't know.
I do not remember what I say from episode 10.
For real though, like my memory has been like crap lately, and I use a lot of my brain power to teaching my classes.
Mm.
But if there was one thing that I'd pick, is I probably would rag on making things out of foam less. I know, like I've had my like bad experience with it and whatnot, and I feel like I have less like ragged on it, you know, as time has gone on. But I still hate it. But now I'm like, my students are gonna listen to this podcast. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna hear. No, I want them to try it still because they'll do it better than me.
Fair.
Yeah, so I think that would be mine.
I think that's a great answer. All of you, great answers.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
How do you feel you have grown the most since the podcast started?
Good grief.
First, I don't know. Honestly, I feel a lot more like open about myself as a person. The podcast and our community, because of it, has been a very safe and welcoming space, not just for us to talk about like our various struggles in the cosplay world, but also as we've talked about like our mental health journeys, as we've talked about like deconstructing some of the like toxic traits that we grew up in, as we've talked about like gender and sexuality especially. And I love that our community has still like been there and supported us the entire way. And so I feel like they have really helped us to thrive and to not just like find ourselves, but to like welcome those people.
Oz Costume says, you all have grown more beautiful.
Aww.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Say hi to Torgal for us.
Yeah, I absolutely really love that thinking in just like, we've been very open and transparent about our
Torrent.
Yeah. I would normally edit that out. You're getting the live stuff.
Sorry, David.
I think the kind of just the ways that I've grown is I've actually like done the thing now. I still have my success rate of 100%. Every competition I've entered, I've won.
Hey,
I never
2 for 2.
Yeah, thank you. He says hi.
Yay.
I think like for me, like I never felt like it was something that I could accomplish and do. Because I'm terrible at finishing things. I'm so very much the person who's like, oh, I'll start this thing, run into a single roadblock, and then like drop it. And that's something that this cosplay. You don't think so? Well, apparently I'm lying. I feel like I'm that way oftentimes, but I definitely feel like this art has pushed me in that direction, and that's allowed me to unlock that skill, which is that also allowed me to like do the last voice and do other podcasting things, and yeah, I'm feeling really good. What about you, Mercedes?
Have I changed?
I can confidently say you have.
Yeah, I think I've gotten like I really love hearing others' stories as they've come on the podcast, and like it's definitely like pushed me. I'm not great at it still, but I'm still working on it kind of thing of like reaching out to others to get them on the cast and like doing interviews and whatnot, reaching out to like big scary like this is a big name, let's see if we can get them. Oh god, they said yes.
Yeah, I still can't believe we got to talk to Kamui. Like,
I know.
wow.
So cool.
Yeah, and Evil Ted, like
Oh, he's so much fun.
yeah, those were pretty awesome. So like just like building up like I don't know my bravery in that way, while also like just kind of instead of like jumping in as much in like conversations with like our groups and whatnot, I love just like kind of watching you guys off to the side now and being like, oh, look at this group, they're great, they're like look at them grow, look at them help each other. I love this.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely.
I love our community, guys. Y'all are great.
Aw.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, and with that, so we're going to go into some of the trivia bits. I'm starting it off with the podcast by the numbers.
Oh.
So this is
Ooh.
meta talk about specific numbers about the podcast. I don't expect any of you to get numbers directly on, and we're not playing by Price is Right rules. So the closest is good enough.
Okay.
All right.
So you can go over.
So the first question is, what is the date the first episode aired?
Okay. I got this.
Do you?
Hank. Bugger. It's March or April.
No.
No?
You go ahead. You lock
Then
in
it's-
your
then-
answer. I'll throw out my
Okay.
answer in a minute.
Well, if you're saying no, now I'm like, maybe it was May. I don't think it was further in the year, though.
See, my guess
I
is
know it was
gonna be, like,
2018.
November 2017. Because I feel like it was after a big convention event that you were like, I want to start this project. So that's gonna be
But I feel like when we hit the 5 was it the 5-year mark? No, the 3-year mark. The 3-year mark, I feel like that was in March. I'm sticking with my guns in March. I don't remember the date exactly. I'll just say 15th, 2018. We'll throw that in there. I don't even know how close I am.
March 15th, 2018. Lock.
Okay.
That one?
November 5th, 2017.
I can confidently say that it was definitely in the fall because we met just after like the peak of the summer stuff.
Boy, my bad memory is going to kick my butt on this.
Uh, I can confidently say it was 2017. I'm gonna say that it was late September. Is that an acceptable answer? Late September?
I'll accept that
Okay.
because Be Fire's way closer.
Oh my goodness.
The first episode aired May 18th, 2018.
God
Wow.
I was like, there's no way it's an 1818. So I was like, no.
I remember editing the episodes in my like 10-hour shifts where I was like in this like little tiny conference room waiting, like doing IT work and nothing happening. So I just remember like, okay, they gave me all 4 episodes. That was 20 minutes out of my day. Now what do I do?
Oh, man, those first few episodes were rough.
All right, question 2. Not counting interviews at conventions, how many guests have appeared on the podcast?
Holy.
Oh.
Well, we've mentioned 2 of them.
Do we have to do them all individually or do groups count as one?
I counted them individually.
Okay, how many people were on that one?
Yeah, because oh my goodness.
I'm going to guess. I'm just going to pull a number out of
Yeah.
the air. 23.
Okay. I'm gonna say 37.
What you got?
We have a lot of repeats. I might have shot up too high.
Do repeats count? Or repeats count as one?
I counted every person individually. I did not count them as a repeat.
Okay.
So it is individual different guests.
Because we've had like Kimi and Kame on a couple of times.
Yes. Kami is the one that's come on the most time.
Dang!
That would not to surprise me.
I almost made that a question and then decided not to.
Number 1 guess.
What you got?
Okay, what did you guess?
23.
I said 37. Throw in your answers in chat now. What do you think? Chat.
I'm gonna say 27.
Ooh.
Go in the middle. Ish.
So you're all way off.
Oh.
66.
Whoa!
Yes.
What? How
Somehow I didn't think it would be over 50, but that's awesome.
66?
You've been doing this since 2018. Remember that.
Nice.
200 episodes.
Yeah, that's still
This will be episode 200.
That's just wild to me. That
Have
like
I really?
a quarter
Have
of
I
our
talked to this many people?
If you really want, I will go through the full list of every single guest because I wrote them down.
Ooh, that'd be kind of
Amazing.
okay.
So
I would
we-
love to look at that
We
list
can-
actually.
Yeah, either I can share it on pod or off. Either way.
Booyah!
No. And thank you to all of you because I know some of you are in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Yay!
Becky says, and deleted my guess.
Okay. Which episode has the first occurrence of "Sorry, David"?
Ooh.
So it had to be published.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
7.
I think at 7, I think I still was working on your backlog on episode 7.
Mm.
And I don't think we were like recording at your old apartment when you were living with Garnet Runestar until like the double digits.
Yeah.
Man, I was
Say,
I was so scared to talk to you guys. You guys were so cool.
Oh my god. Now you know.
I
we're
was
just
like, this
nerds.
This legit like podcaster wants to help us.
I'm gonna guess 16.
I'm gonna say 27 this time.
Ooh.
He took my number.
What you got?
What one did you say? 16?
16.
I said 27.
Mhm.
X Angel saying 13.
Mm.
I'm gonna say 15.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I
So
feel like it,
actually doesn't appear till episode 70.
Oh my god.
You edited out most of the ones that came before that.
I wonder. I legitimately wonder what happened to like younger me when I was like, nah, that's funny. We gotta leave it in. Or like, I think most of the time, if like there's a flub and we reference it, that's when I'll leave it back in.
See, now it's just flavor.
Yeah, now it's just it's literally a sound on our, our thing now.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. And just to follow that up, how many times has Sorry David appeared on the podcast?
I don't know, 6,000 times.
Appeared.
Oh,
on the
appears,
podcast.
appears.
Okay.
Did you really count them?
I absolutely count.
Oh
them.
my gosh.
This is the kind of neurotic I
I
am.
adore you.
X Angel, we all have to drink now. We mentioned Sky on the podcast.
Yay.
Oh.
Not just Sky. That's a great. Thank you, X.
Oh, I love that game.
I'm gonna guess 173.
That's like
Very
several times
specific.
per episode. Sometimes. 'Cause if it didn't start appearing until the 70s,
Mm.
right? We could at least say one per episode, and then that's still.
There are some episodes that were like live broadcasts where we say it a few times.
That's fair. Man, I am so like awash of like editor brain. Like that. I was like, yeah, but like we say it before whenever we would have a guest, all 60 of them apparently.
420.
For-
Nice.
you know what? Fine. I'll swing the other way. 69.
It's like you already lost.
173.
Yes. So Sorry David has appeared 92 times on
Oh,
the podcast,
Nice. You're still the closest.
Wow.
which is pretty solid.
All right.
It seems like it became a verbal stim because if one person said "Sorry David," somebody else would go "Sorry David."
That
And-
lovely echolalia.
Yeah. And it's only been the two of you, and occasionally you, for the most part.
hmm
I could only count one guest who did it on the podcast, and it was Sam.
Really?
Yeah. Which it's possible that I missed, which is why it's not an official question.
Mhm.
But every time I had this moment of like, no, that's Pan. No, that's Big Fire. No, that's. Does a guest ever say it?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
I think usually when they do, it's something that they're like signaling for him to edit out. But seeing that Sam has said it and it stayed on, it makes sense because like that's a Sam thing to be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I want to say it just a bit
Yeah.
on
Yeah, yeah.
record. Sam's
Very
great.
All right, ready for the next question?
Mm.
Name 10 of the patrons.
Silver Deeds.
Hot Riku,
Rena Mira, Jazzy Kofad,
Chris.
Jaguar Quinn,
Jaguar Quinn,
Uh,
Shock H.
Misty Lee,
I think I was gonna get Mr. Lee.
Livy. Livy was on there for a
Mm.
while.
Yeah.
How many are we at?
Shoot, I wasn't counting.
Are we doing like?
Entertained like
I was gonna say, are we doing current patrons or of all time patrons?
You're the MC. You tell me.
I figured you'd get to 10 really easily, so I'm open to either.
All right. So
'Cause
we,
most of them have stayed from the
H.
beginning. There have only been a couple that
Jaguar
have dropped
Quinn,
off.
Shock H, Hot Riku, Jazzy,
Tim when it works. Yeah.
Gosh, Silver Deeds.
I already said Silver Deeds.
No, I'm just counting this time.
Trough Cause.
Troft.
Oh, yeah.
We had the Queer Eye Sci-Fi.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
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 Jackass, Cynthia Eve
Yes.
cosplay.
Mhm.
You're at 12 now.
I'm almost. I could, it's like I could taste it. Like,
Uh-huh.
I can remember what it, like Cynthia Eve cosplay, Trough Cause, Silver. It's
Hot Riku, Silver.
Hot Riku, Silver,
Renamira.
Renamira, Jazzy
Kofad,
Kofad, Jaguar
Jaguar
Quinn, Sudi,
Shockets?
Shock
Shock S.
Shock
Yeah.
S.
I remember Jack S because you had to make sure to space
Yeah.
very quickly.
Stacy. I think
Oh yeah,
was one of them
Stacy.
for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's you guys are paying the bills. Like it's helping us do all
Booyah.
of this, and we get decent mics out of it. We get so that is always helpful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beautiful job. You definitely got more.
Teamwork.
than
Excellent work on that one.
Makes
all
the
y'all.
dream work.
And the last question about specifically numbers. How many members are in the Discord server?
Mm.
Oh,
A lot. Can that be my answer? Just a lot.
Enough
your
that I have like periods of overwhelm every month or
Yeah.
two where I'm
Every
like,
now and
I'm
again,
keeping up, and then I'm like, oh no.
I think I just check on like one channel every now and again. I'm like, okay, general. All right, I'm caught up on general for a while. Okay,
Mhm,
food.
mhm.
All right, I'm caught up on food for a while. I'm gonna say 172.
I'm gonna say 250.
245.
I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A lot. That's okay. I overshot. I was gonna say 245. No, just kidding.
V-Fire came and just swooped
Yeah,
it out.
swooped into the edge.
I was gonna guess 300, but
Nice.
Yeah, I did have a bonus question, which was just a running gag has emerged that listeners drink a glass of water when V-Fire mentions what game.
Oh my god.
But of course,
It's
that's already been
been.
brought up.
yup. I didn't even bring it up this time. Wasn't me.
No, you're absolutely right. It was Ex Angel.
Didn't have to be.
Oh, I have a question about the Patreon. Someone has Cash App. Does that work with Patreon?
I have no idea.
No.
No?
Patreon has to have like something consistent to go from. I think you could do PayPal. I think. It's been a while since I've looked at the bones of it all. But I think Patreon, or not Patreon, PayPal would work.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Nice.
It's like speaking of X-Angel submitted a question.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna go on to into that now right now. What group cosplay would you all like to do? As in like as a group together?
Oh man.
Or if you don't have any, what group cosplays would you each of you like to do?
Well, I would say Kingdom Hearts, but the visual that I got from Kid at my birthday party.
Okay. I have to explain.
No, you're good. Like, I get it. You've made most of those, and they are layers, and they are complex shapes, and
zippers in the wrong places.
buttons that make no sense. I get it. You don't
No, I
have to
love it.
explain.
It's like such a good aesthetic. I have just made far too many of those
Yeah.
over the times. Gosh, that I think the hard thing would be picking a fandom that we all are like super passionate about.
Yeah.
Man, because there's like, I don't know.
So we could do like a Zelda.
Oh yeah,
Because, like,
definitely could
we
do
all love-
Zelda.
We all like Zelda.
It's a good one.
We could all be different versions of Link, even.
I call Finish Cap.
Oh, booyah.
Man, I do like Gundam, but I don't know if Mercedes is Gundam.
It's been such a long time.
Man, Final Fantasy. If anyone was on board for Final Fantasy,
I would definitely be down for Final Fantasy.
Could do some Final Fantasy. Which one?
Yes.
Yeah. Quinn got me into 14 finally. I'm playing 14.
You mean Final Fantasy 14, the mega multiplayer online game with the entire paragraph? Of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, and I can feel that like addiction claw. Of, like,
Uh-huh.
no, come back. No, come back.
Uh-huh.
No.
Uh-huh.
Every time.
Pokemon, I think would be fun
Pokemon would be fun.
because then we could all like pick a different Pokemon.
We should do the starters.
Oh my god! See, then me and David would fight over Squirtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We could do Squirtle and I'd do Wartortle or Blastoise.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, but we could be the Squirtle Squad, Mercedes.
Oh, the Squirtle Squad!
Squad.
But I have a Bulbasaur squad. Bulba squad.
No, all the fun things.
Bulba Squad is not canon.
But I drew. I have Squirtle.
Yeah, I like the idea of like maybe doing different trainers.
Yeah.
Or even just like NPC trainers, you know, that you come
Mm.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I
I-
like shorts.
I like shorts.
I admit I'm very into Pokemon Unite,
I
which
need to
is
get into
the like Pokemon MOBA.
yeah.
And you get to have like different outfits for your trainer, and they have them like themed on different Pokemon, and they are so cute.
Careful, Becky. You're gonna get banned if we're gonna. That's trainers talk in this chat. Yeah, I
I
think,
can't tell, is that a Bulbasaur or a frog?
I think it's a frog in a bowl. It's
Oh,
just
oh.
it's just like a lizard.
Okay.
It looks like a gecko more like.
Okay.
Delightful.
I like the idea of doing like a Final Fantasy. I know you've done you've done most of the boys, haven't you? From 15?
I've only done Prompto.
Only Prompto. I thought you've done
Um,
Ignis as well.
No, Stacy did Ignis.
Stacy did Ignis. Okay, that's where she-
Livy did Noctis.
Great. Noctis.
I have Bulba Squad mates in the chat.
Hey.
But yeah, I would pick any Final Fantasy, honestly. Even that one you're thinking of.
13?
Man, Mystic
Yeah.
Quest, really? That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Whoa. That one I need to get into.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'd be down for Final Fantasy 1. Mercedes and I talked for like 2 seconds about doing one for Hellblade,
Oh God, yes.
Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh
I thought that
yes.
would be a really cool one to do with you.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Like,
I have no idea what that one is.
oh, it's such a good game. Oh my God.
You're playing
Like-
Northern England, not quite
You're
Vikings.
a Celtic.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
Celtic. Thank you.
Celtic with Viking influence. So the Vikings came and wiped out this Celtic tribe, and it's this clash of cultures,
Mm.
all within a schizophrenic mind. And it's
Okay.
beautiful and wonderful and so well done.
Mm.
If Quinn's in the chat, Quinn, you should finish that game. I know how much you love that game. No, it's really great. Like, because they do like they sat down with different psychiatric professionals of like tell us what the schizophrenic experience is like.
And not just professionals, but people who have those experiences, and
cool.
they're all credited in their credits. And it's just,
Makes me think of like American McGee's Alice.
Kind of, it has that kind of like strangeness in concept,
mhm.
but it feels so much more grounded. Like you're just walking through the woods, and then you'll hear these voices, and it's like it recommends you put on headphones for it, and you'll just hear like go left, he's behind you. Like all this other stuff. It's
Oh,
very,
that's cool.
It's a very slow paced game, but you
Man.
can
Mhm.
beat it in like 6 hours.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and
the sequel came out. It was Xbox only. I haven't jumped onto it yet, but
Okay.
it was Xbox
What's the first
only,
one
that's
on?
why.
it was on pretty much everything. I think it was
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I definitely played it on the PlayStation, and I played it when I was working nights. So it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then
Oh.
I'd hear, he's behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, that will do it. You definitely play it with a good set of headphones because
No kidding.
so good. So
Yeah, it's a high recommend, and I can
Mhm.
definitely see that because it's like it's a Celtic person going through the Viking mythology to
Mhm.
like try and get her boyfriend's soul back.
That's cool.
Highly recommend just like the vibes of it all.
Oh,
Gosh. In that vein, have you seen these plushies called Plushie Dreadfuls?
Yes,
They're by American McGee's
yes.
Alice.
You've told me about these before.
and
They're
they have like
cute.
all different like neurodivergences are represented. They have all these personality disorders that are represented. Oh, they're so cute. But they're like these very gothic looking like bunnies.
old I am tiny. I can't read that far.
Indiana Jolly's on their way to Scottish Fest this weekend. Oh, I'm jealous
Oh.
too.
I'm not going to Scottish Fest. I'm just going to Scotland soon. So that'll be
I'm
nice.
also jealous. I keep seeing like cute TikToks of fun tourism over there, and I'm just like, these sweet old men using Gen Z slang and telling me how their museum
Quinn
slays.
says, I go to Scottish Fest every day. Yes. yes. All right. What's our next question? Tangenting for the rest of our time.
Oh,
It's a live episode. It's just fine.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Ozcause asks,
what's up, us?
what cosplay competition that you haven't entered would you love to compete in and why? Mine is ALA and Crown.
Ooh, those are good ones.
I have not reached the stage where I'm like, yes, this con is the one that I want to compete in. By most rules, I'm no longer in the beginner category because it's like if you've won 2 in one category, bump you up to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So like by bonsai rules or Hachicon.
Aw, thank you, Mitski.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a huge like this is the one that I want to compete at. Like I like the idea of ALA, but that feels daunting at this point.
Sure.
But that's me. What about you guys?
I think one big one I would love to be able to be lucky enough to be a finalist for is C2E2.
Oh, yeah.
There are a couple costumes I have like barely started to that I would like to enter in that, but it is a very difficult one to get into.
I'm sure.
And there's a lot of amazing, skillful people in
Yeah.
that one. But someday.
Mercedes?
I don't know.
Can also just be for the vibes. Like I want to go to
Yeah.
Colossal Con just for the like immaculate water park vibes.
Well,
A
yeah, but we're
younger
talking
me-
about competitions and specifically.
Mm.
So it's like,
a younger me would love to go do Dragon Con.
oh my god,
Oh.
yes, yes.
A much younger me.
I
like
still
19
even now.
years
I'm
old.
like, I will go out get wrecked.
Just seeing the convention area makes me like
I
nervous.
just love all the obscurity.
Mhm.
The obscure cosplays are so good at that one.
They're so fun.
Oh, as far as like a contest I would want to compete in. Okay, so like
Mhm.
speaking of like changes over time, like my cosplay journey over time has changed a lot. I used to compete like 2 or 3 times a year. And make 2 or 3 cosplays a year, which is like nothing compared to what Panon can do, but still that was
2
a
or 3
lot
in
for
a
me. Yeah.
Aw.
And now I'm like down to like once a year, and I actually realized like I didn't compete at all in 2023.
Yeah.
Which is like weird to me.
Mm.
And I've gone through like a minor like identity crisis. Of like, who am I? What is
Mm.
going on? And also like my my work is like everything can overlap there now.
Mhm.
With like the podcast and my cosplay career and whatnot is like actually relevant there. So I'm like, what am I? And so right now I'm just excited to compete at Level Up Expo again. And
Mhm.
I have competed there, but they've like changed and up the rules, so it's like a lot tougher now.
Mm.
And I'm really, really like vibing with that. So I'm very
Nice.
excited for that. But like I have competed there. But I'm looking forward to like upping my game and trying something new in a way and pushing myself for it because I'm like, I really want to do it this next year.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also know that eventually I want to get to the point where I can do something international because that would be really dope. But I don't know.
I to answer some questions in the chat real quick. I have not yet tried haggis. I don't have any intention to. I have tried some authentic fried Mars bars, where they just deep fry a Mars bar.
See,
That sounds tasty.
good.
It was underwhelming.
Aw.
Like, it was fine.
That's because everything here is deep fried. So.
That's very true. The fish and chips, though. There's
Oh.
this like mom and pop shop that I've gone to every time I've gone, and
Yeah.
that fish and chip shop. I go 2 nights in a row, and I just like I hate myself the third day. But it's just like it's so worth it. It's so good.
Mm. I was
yeah.
lucky and I got to go to the one out by the big Ferris wheel, the Eye.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good.
Fish and chip shop. I can't have the fish, but I had the chips.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. No, that's
So good.
okay. What else? What else you got?
I expected another question from the chat, and then it didn't happen.
No.
It threw me off.
There were
It's
just a
fine.
couple like those were all knocked out in my one response. So we're all
Fair enough. All right. So now I'm just going to go into a very chill. Who said that?
Oh. All right.
Ooh.
Some funny things that were said on the podcast. You have a 33% chance of getting it right, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
All right, number 1. The thing about live tweeting is that no one has to smell it. I will repeat that because I flubbed it a bit. The thing about live tweeting is that no one has to smell it.
That sounds like something I would
I
say.
was about to say that's a
I
canon.
feel like that's
I always make
canon.
the stupid toot joke.
Because I don't say toot, I say fart. I'm just gonna if I'm gonna like
Live twooting sounds like a really cute thing Panon would say.
100%. So yeah, I think yeah.
Mhm.
That is absolutely.
Let's go.
Woot.
Woot.
All right, number 2. If you want to die, I highly recommend trying it out. It's okay if it's not for you.
I sound like David.
No, that's Mercedes.
I was like, I feel like that's me.
That is absolutely Mercedes.
Good job.
Talking about dyeing fabric, I believe.
That is correct.
That makes a lot more sense.
All right, number 3. Aw, I'm your good eyebrow.
That's David.
David.
No, that's Panon. That's 100% Panon.
It was Panon.
Oh!
Yeah. Editor. Yeah. I listened to all your voices so many times.
All right. You're spreading your forgetfulness juice.
Sounds like Mercedes.
Yeah. It's I if
But now I'm second guessing it.
right? Because I don't that could be me.
It could.
It could that does sound like something I would say.
I want to say
does.
David.
I'm gonna say Mercedes on this one.
Mercedes.
It was Mercedes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, forgetfulness juice.
All right.
I know I say weird stuff.
I promise all of you say weird
I mean-
stuff, and it's the best.
I'm pretty sure the Twooter one was from a drunk episode. Sounds like something I would say while drunk.
It was not. It was episode 41.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Stone cold sober tooting. That's gonna be in the next go.
Stone
around.
cold sober tooting.
I want that. I want that on
Oh.
a pillow.
Oh my gosh. A mug.
All right. Next one. This is on episode 54, Tools of the Trade, just for context.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My next one is less of a tool, but it is still a tool. It's math.
That's
David.
no. No, I would never
No.
suggest math. Don't do math, kids.
I feel like maybe Mercedes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd make a dumb math joke.
Yeah, you're a teacher at heart. You've always been like a teacher. No matter what job you've done, you're
Mhm.
a teacher.
Okay, I'm gonna change over to Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm Mercedes all the way.
It was Panon talking about sewing.
What?
Oh!
Me math. Me only do maths with the click clack D&D things.
I love how we went like around pen and all that.
Talk about math.
Yeah.
Cannon doesn't smart.
All right. Next one.
Oh.
Hello, gays. I'm the master now.
Oh, no,
David.
that's me. 100% that is me.
I'm with that.
Yeah. I hear it in my head too. Hello, gays. I'm the master now.
Count it down by like 4 flamboyant points, and you got it.
I don't know how to do that anymore. That's one of the ways that I've changed. My flamboyant ways
Significantly,
have grown.
yeah.
You have leveled up too far.
Leveled up too far. I love
Mhm.
that.
This one might be my personal favorite. You can't mix business and nuggets.
Canon.
That's Panon. Yep.
Canon.
I'm gonna guess Mercedes.
No, it's Panon.
You know, every now and again I think about like we're just kind of on here sometimes. I don't like people are getting whatever they want out of it, and then it's like, oh dang, we're funny.
You are funny.
I can occasionally make the hee-hees and ha-has.
I'm glad we're funny because sometimes I go back and I'm like, why did I say that? Oh.
Or I said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
I remember the first time someone asked us about the jackalopes.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
yeah.
like I was like jackalope of all trade. And I think I said it as a one-off, and then someone else brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah,
The jackalope.
Yeah.
yeah, you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's seen a few too many watches.
Yeah.
Of this
Mm-hmm.
It's well loved.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm like, this should be merch, and this should be merch.
well, if you want to be brought on as our merch person,
Speaking of which, one that I did actually set aside as a merch opportunity if y'all ever wanted to go into that realm. One man's junk is another man's cosplay.
Mm, that's a Mercedes.
That is
That's got to be
Mercedes,
Mercedes.
100%.
Panin.
Is Mercedes.
Oh my god. Girl, that one sounds dirty.
I have one of those too.
That one's me.
Get a friend who's okay with touching your crotch snaps.
That is me. That's me 'cause I know exactly
Yeah.
the story that was.
Yeah.
Oh, delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You can stab anyone with anything if you try hard enough. Sure.
That's Mercedes. I think that's Mercedes.
I feel like that's
I'm gonna
me.
say it's me.
That's a David.
Nice. Very
I'm
good.
surprised. I do believe that. You can
darkness.
stab anyone if you like. Sure, why not?
Okay.
So good.
I didn't mean for these to be kind of connected, but they feel connected.
Mm.
I have yet to break any of my own bones.
Oh, that's me.
I was like, I know between me and David, we have broken.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not broken mine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Reese.
I know I've told this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again for anybody new. I was at Joanne's with a friend of mine, and we were gathering up some materials and whatnot, and she brought the boning material to the cut station,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes, "Hey, so like this is what it's used for. It's there for like to put rigidity into your corset or something along those lines."
Sure.
And I looked at my friend dead in the eye while this little old lady is cutting it out, and going, I'm familiar with boning, Ginny.
Wow.
Poor little old lady tried her darndest to
That's
say
beautiful.
so professional. And every now and again, when I see Ginny, I go, "Hey, Ginny, I'm familiar with boning." Oh, was that one of your quotes? I'm so sorry if I.
It is not, but it is one of my favorite stories that you tell.
That's a very good one.
Lot.
Delightful.
Very good.
Oh.
Thank you, Oz. Thank you for laughing at that. I love it so much.
Okay, next one. I'm an imposter completely. My life is sus.
I've never said the word sus in my life, I feel like. So I think it's Mercedes.
I think you're a sussy baka.
Ooh.
I think it's Panin.
I think it's David.
I think it's Mercedes.
It is Mercedes.
Wow.
It's the hip terminology, and I feel like
The hip
because
terminology.
Mercedes is
I work with-
the teacher.
I work with
That's
teens.
true.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man,
true.
I've.
Yeah.
They don't like it when I use those words.
That's why
lit,
you should
fam.
especially use those
Yeah.
words.
Oh.
If you
Oh.
told them how demure and mindful they are.
Very cutesy.
Very cutesy.
Oh. They like look at me weird. I'm like, "That's lit," and they're like, and I'm like, "That's not what you use anymore." No.
That was like 10 minutes ago. Gosh.
Yeah. I'm still figuring out how to use bet.
Oh,
It's fun. It's fun.
I do like bets.
Yeah, but
That one's really fun to use wrong. They're like, "No, Mercedes."
no
No
cap
cap
Riz,
Riz.
yo.
I had to explain to my coworkers what Riz was,
Oh, I had to just explain the difference between Riz and Raz.
and I also had to explain sus.
Ah.
Like
Mhm.
those two, like they made sense to me. It's like Riz, charisma, like
Yeah, yeah.
sus, suspicious. Okay,
Sure.
cool. Skibbity toilet was still one of those. Like, Ohio.
You know what?
Ohio.
You know what? Speaking of skibbity,
Uh-huh.
so I saw a TikTok
Skibbit.
recently that was like, if you think skibbity toilet now is cringe, they then showed a video from the early 2000s
Oh, no.
where it was. Do you remember that Miku Miku dance program where you could like make different characters and then people would do music videos of their
Uh-huh.
character? It was a Hitalia one to that like "Shut Up and Sleep with Me," and I was like, "This is right where that's at."
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I don't know.
I'm right there.
It's Charlie the Unicorn for me. Like those
Yeah.
are like the same. Like I have no room to like.
Sure.
I don't.
I
get it.
watched 50 episodes of Skibbity Toilet. It
You're a
actually
braver
was-
soul than I.
it was actually kind of interesting, but but it's definitely I don't know.
Look, we got two more
All
of
right.
the quotey bits.
One
Then we can-
ADHD minor moment here. I noticed
all
that
means.
Sakura Rogan is working on a goddess harp, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sorry, I had to acknowledge that
Yes.
real quick.
No, please acknowledge the audience. They're here.
Thank you,
they're
audience.
participating. We love
Yes.
you. Hi.
India Jolly basically said like, now we need an episode of Pan and Puns.
Oh no. See, that's the
You're
hardest
stealing
part
my
is
bit.
like I have to think of like a pun I haven't already punned.
Uh-huh.
And there's only so many craft puns, so I'm starting to like. You don't know how long I will like sit there and.
Guess you're
look
gonna have
for
to
dad
craft
puns.
some more.
I feel
Eh.
Anyway. All right, next one. Nah, make a kid cry. That's hilarious.
oh, that's
I'll buy that.
It's
I'll buy that.
absolutely David.
Nice.
I sent a TikTok to Caitlin the other day of these 3 kids in a boat. And there's this little girl at the end, and she's just having a bad day, right? And she's just she's like coming down from a good cry. And the mom has the camera, the dad's in the back, he's on the engine, and this giant tuna fish or some fish jumps out of the water and smacks all 3 of them. And I lose it every time. It's that bit in Letterkenny of like, I don't care about your kids. I can watch them fall off a bike every day of the week. Like,
God, I love Letterkenny.
All right, last of the quotes.
Okay.
All right.
Can I touch it? Not when it's hot.
Mmm.
This was also said twice on the podcast, by the way.
Mercedes.
100% Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah.
That's me.
Legitimately, I was like, that's hilarious. Went to write it down, and I already had it written down. Different episodes and everything.
Oh my gosh. Why do I touch hot things?
Your hobby?
Yeah.
It's a lot of your hobby. Okay.
Bless you for collecting all of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
I had a wonderful time.
Okay.
But I also did it, I started it last year when I was first asked about doing something for the 200th
Mm.
episode. And then I realized I'm waiting. This is too much. I need to do this closer to the actual episode whenever that's going to drop. And then I had 2 weeks. So I listened to a lot in the last few weeks.
you were saying before everybody came over of like, in my sleep I hear, "Hi guys, welcome back to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm Janet."
Nope.
Sorry for haunting your dreams.
I have a question about that too.
Ooh.
Like going back to some interview questions again. So you have heard so many cosplay horror stories over the years and had plenty of your own. Is there one that you did not experience that still haunts you to this day?
Ooh.
Because I actually have an answer for this if you need some
Yeah.
time to think or
Yeah, you go for it. You go for yours.
like I do not remember who was telling the story. I think it was from the Discord, but somebody talked about sewing and the needle going into their thumb through the
Mm.
fingernail
Mm-hmm.
and calling in a partner to come and try to get it out and turn the wheel, and it just went deeper in. And so now that's all I think about is that.
Ooh.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
The one that oftentimes like sticks in my head is a Panon story, where yes, 100%,
Oh my gosh.
Indeed.
Mine's also a Panon one.
It was, I think you were driving up to SakuraCon,
Oh no.
and the sword that
Oh my god, it's the same
is it
one.
the same one? Because that one scares the crap out of me so much. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Put the giant sword on top of it, you know, and
Until
just-
it turned into a shark fin.
yeah. Well, that's ours.
See, I was thinking of ones where like we actively got injured and stuff. Like,
My
gosh.
Yeah.
thumb.
The molten metal one comes to my mind, where you almost burned yourself, but didn't quite.
Didn't quite. No, it did. I one frame my shoes on fire,
oh,
and I have that video, and I will not share it.
one of mine was DJ when we did Tiger and Bunny together.
Uh-huh.
And we had done like we were doing the mech suits out of like foam armor, and he was working on it at home, and he had a high temp a high temp glue gun,
Okay.
so it could go like higher than normal gun temperatures, and he was doing it while wearing his like hoochie daddy shorts, and he got this big, like
Oh.
probably like silver dollar sized glob of glue on his inner thigh,
Oof.
and he still has a big old scar from that.
Ow.
Did I
Ugh,
tell
burns
my
are the
Hollow
worst.
Knight horror story?
Oh,
I was
Play the sound. Play the sound. Horror stories.
wait.
Spooky.
The audience will have to deal with me trying to figure out which one it is. Got it, first try.
nice.
Hey.
Yeah. So, made gloves. Was very proud of these gloves out of 4-way stretch spandex. Put some foam on, and I got the Bob Smith super glue,
Mhm.
the CA glue, and I was put like a tiny little bit on my finger, and then I would put the foam on real quick and wait for it to cure, and then move on as I was doing like a little gauntlet thing. And I did a little bit on my pinky, and a little bit turned into a lot of bit, and the glue went all the way down my hand while my hand was in the glove, and I didn't know what to do in the sense of, do I just rip it off fast? What do I do? And so I just kind of let it sit there, and I was like, it'll be what it is. And I eventually did pull it off, and I had a nice like 2nd-degree burn on my finger. And I remember I came
Ooh.
upstairs, and Caleb was having a date night with somebody else. You were dating Sam at the time, and he looks at me, and I'm like just trying to be nonchalant about it, just like, I just washing my hands real quick, and he gives me this look of like, I know what you did. I didn't curse. I didn't say anything because it was one of those. It was one of those pains where you're just like you were. I was locked up. It was so painful.
Ooh.
And yeah, I remember I went upstairs, watched it. You were none the wiser in the moment, but I just remember Sam looking at me going, "I know you.
Yeah.
I know you're a dumb idiot right now." And I was like, "Yeah,
I see what you did.
shut up." Delightful.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Hmm.
Good times.
Hmm.
So many horror stories.
I feel
So many.
acknowledged. Yes, the goddess heart. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do one more from a person. From Kale. She asks, "What are some of your favorite early con memories, like conventions before 2012?"
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
I don't have too many because I'm not a big con goer in the grand scheme of things. One of my first cons was Bonsai. And Kaylin and I went together. And Kaylin, you got a fantastic Chun-Li cosplay. And I thought it was fantastic. Shut up. And I was wearing my Captain America hoodie with the hood that goes over the,
Oh
the
yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
And I had a shield, and I turned up my jeans so that way it had the flare and everything.
Mhm.
I had a great time that one. That one was a lot of fun. What year was that? Was that 2011?
I honestly do not
Mm-hmm.
remember.
We were living in the
I would guess it's 2011.
yeah.
But it could have been 2010.
I definitely moved out because it was either Avenues or shortly before Avenues.
Because it might have been before Avenues, because I had gone to Bonsai in 2009 with Stacy. And then we have a picture of visiting you afterwards and me telling you how cool it was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh man.
What about you guys?
I miss Fanaticu.
Oh nice.
Fanatic.
It was a little tiny convention in St. George.
Oh, yes. I remember
Yeah.
you talking about this one.
I loved how personable that one was, and how like it's just so easy just to like talk with random people about crafting, and like that one was like I think a big one for me, wanting to do more with like my blog and then eventual the podcast and all that back then, because it was just so fun talking to other people. The other one would be Conduit as well, because
Oh,
that one also
man.
was smaller. It was more of a writing convention, but they had cosplay there, and that's where I met a lot of my close friends today. So yeah,
Do they have cosplay at LTUE?
kind of.
Yeah.
There are some people who will dress up there, but they don't like have contests or
Sure.
anything based around it. But you'll see a couple people dressed up, usually Brandon Sanderson fans. So,
What?
I know,
I'm
right?
so surprised about
What?
this.
I mean, the Fandersons are getting their own con. It's fine.
I have tickets to it. I got them before they sold out. Did you too?
Oh, absolutely.
High five! Yes, I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, I'm planning my outfit for the World Hopper Ball.
Oh my god,
I'm so excited.
Sadie and I are too. So let's yes.
For me, I'm gonna say I used to go to Fanime almost every year, which is one in Texas,
Mm.
and they usually had like musical guests in from Japan.
Ooh.
And if you look back on specific years, I actually won their fan fiction contests, and I was
Ooh.
there with one of my friends who was like the guest fan fiction writer.
Oh.
And but because we were guests, we got like second row to see Maya Sakamoto live.
Whoa.
And it was like probably one of the most like beautiful concerts I've ever been to.
Cool.
That's,
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Aside from, I was gonna say pre 2012. Then
Yeah.
after 2012 and like 2014, I got to see like Nobuo Uematsu play live in like a maybe 300 people big concert hall. It was like
Oh.
so good.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's
everything
anyway.
hurts. Everything hurts.
that's
beautiful
amazing.
musicians.
Speaking of music, and in the ADHD vein of things, I found out that Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk,
Mm.
created a Vocaloid.
Really?
Yeah, and that Vocaloid's voice was based off of the performer Gact.
Oh yeah, Gakpo.
Yeah,
I didn't know he
Yeah.
made Gakpo.
yeah. 100%. Like,
Oh.
I was like, well, I guess I got to get into Vocaloids now because that's. like, yeah.
Oh, I can send you some sick Gakpo songs.
Please do. I don't know where to start. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, this is delightful.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining it.
Delightful.
Oh, okay.
200 episodes. We know what
Wild.
we're getting into.
It's wild.
It's great.
I can't believe we did this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't killed any of you yet either. That's impressive.
As
Yet.
far as I know, you have yet to kill anybody, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what color hair does Gakpo have? Purple. Purple hair. I remember Gakpo because he came out at the same time as Megpoid or Gumi, who is my favorite, and she has green hair.
I will nod like I know what this means.
It's fine.
I will trust you to lead me in this direction.
You're good. You're good.
Let's see.
Love Vocaloids. Sorry.
Totally good. I'm sorry for that ungodly squeal
was
just
great.
came out of me.
It was
So,
fantastic.
we'll do one more question from the people. This one's just for David, and it's just from Dr. Tetanus. Why don't you share your cosplay work more often?
I am a very busy person. So like with the Guts cosplay, I was working on it, and then I had a shingles flare, which makes me a miserable SOB.
Mm-hmm.
I had to postpone like our game one time because I was on steroids, and steroids make me a very interesting person to be around. I feel like this time around I was much more like attuned to like aware, thanks therapy, of like who I am and what I like the space I was taking up in that moment. The first time that I was on steroids, I remember I started a fight with my boss.
Ooh.
And that one was fun. That one was scary. And then we had a wedding in New York.
Yep.
And then we had the con itself.
Yep.
And I've had some big work stuff come up. But like when I do share stuff, I try to. I think that there is I think there's a kind of peace that you have when you make something and you just don't worry about what it looks like or sharing it with people too.
Mm.
So sometimes when I'm making something, I make a decision that I'm do you want one? I don't want to be that rude
Take
person.
more than one.
But like sometimes I want to make something for myself and just kind of like enjoy that process and not have to worry about sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
I made for Dane on the comic book podcast. It's actually right there on the underneath the sticky notes. I printed out the Deadpool and Wolverine best friend charm.
Oh, yeah.
So I gave him
Aw.
his own, and I gave him both. And I was like, you get to decide,
Very
but I would love to like have the other half. And he's like, well, you introduced me to Deadpool. So like I made that for
Cute.
myself. I printed it, I sanded it, I cleaned it up. I painted it. So like every now and again when I make something, it's just like sometimes I just decide that this is for me. I have a lot of progress photos of Guts, but at this point, it's just kind of like now it feels too late to share my progress pictures.
Nah.
Never.
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 And then I have a friend who they're a really great photographer. They're the person that took this photo. Like it's the one of you.
Which one?
Oh,
Was the one Nick did?
Yeah, the one that Nick did.
That's cool.
Right.
Itty
But
bitty
I couldn't-
one.
Like super gorgeous, and it's just like I think what
That's
they could
awesome
do
picture.
for a cosplay shoot would be really good.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to reach out to them and get an actual. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
My hot wife. um,
Like, I can link their website. if you
yeah,
want.
yeah, definitely. I'll put it in the show notes
Yeah.
for the actual show when this comes out,
Hmm.
which will probably be in like a couple of days.
Mhm.
So I think like I'd love to get a photo shoot. I think honestly, this is the first cosplay that I'm like, no, I want to get a photo shoot with this one because I feel so good about it.
Good.
And it's not like, yeah, because I won or anything, but I'm like, I legitimately feel really proud in this. Like,
Mhm.
Good.
I'm really, really proud of how Guts came along.
Nice.
So.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to offer you one while you were speaking.
You are totally fine. I am good.
It's
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have the next little segment is a weird game I'm trying out. I don't know if you'll like it or not. So there's only 5 of them. So I was debating between calling it like thesaurus hopping, synonyms. I don't know. But the example is I'm trying to get you to guess a word. And it's a word that is said regularly on the podcast. All very simple words, like
Okay.
1 or 2 syllables max. So I'm going to give you 3 other words. So in this case, I have gum, bond, adhesive.
Glue.
Yes.
okay.
So that's the basic concept.
'Kay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna fail at this.
If this sucks, I will never do anything. Like this.
I just know I'm very bad at these. That's
Okay.
all. I'm just like,
Like, just remember,
all right.
they're words you talk about all the time. So you can also just spew a random word that you're like,
Jackal. Jackal? Is it a jackal?
Jackal.
Yeah, it's the game password. Thank you, Sakura. Right?
Mm.
All right. So the first word is motif, design,
Aesthetic.
model.
Theme.
Aesthetic.
I went for theme as well. I'm gonna change mine
Oh.
to plan.
It's closer.
Mm.
I was going for pattern.
Ah.
Okay, I
Okay.
see
That's a
that.
good one. That's a
Okay.
good one. I like that. Ooh, I like this game.
All right.
Okay.
Second one, manufacture, make, construct.
Craft.
I think it has to be craft.
Like that's the one that comes to my mind immediately. Like word association.
Build.
wise. Build. Ooh, build's a good one.
Is build.
Oh, nice.
It's like you're in my brain.
Okay.
All right. Next one is cloth, textile, fiber.
Fabric.
This is excellent.
we
Everybody
all
gets
we
it.
all knew that one.
Arbiter, magistrate, jurist.
Judge.
Judge.
Judge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's
I
right.
was like,
Just,
what are
instead
these
of being like,
fancy
"What?"
words? Oh.
And then you both go judge, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I thought of that at the same time.
Totally.
Mm.
I didn't delay say it.
All right. Last one.
'Kay.
Dreadfulness, atrocity, repulsiveness.
Horror.
David.
Boo.
Boo, David. Boo. Horror is correct.
Yeah.
I figure everybody probably knew that.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, so we'll go back to some questions. All right, the last 2 that were submitted by listeners are a little bit more deep divey things. So, Take My Money Tangled says, I've heard a fair amount of discussion on people reusing a craftsmanship cosplay that didn't win an award either at the same con the following year or other cons, likely with upgrades or improvements.
Mm.
But I haven't heard any thoughts on performances being reperformed. What are your
Oh.
thoughts? Is it similar to craftsmanship or does it differ some?
Absolutely. I think it absolutely like overlaps with the craftsmanship kind of vibes. It's like if you're reusing the same performance over and over again, it gets old and boring. And you're not showing any improvement in that. Now, if you're making improvements to it where it's like, oh yeah, I'm retelling this story again, but I've added a magic trick or two to like again drastically change it from what it was before, you're showing improvement there and not just beating a dead horse. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Cuz like this one specifically impacts I feel like people who cosplay as idols more than anything else because the idols in like Love Live, Ensemble Stars, things like that have very specific outfits for very specific dance and song numbers.
Mhm.
And for that, like it feels very hard for them to do something outside of that if they already have gone through all the trouble of putting that specific outfit together.
Yeah.
Did not think of that.
But like with ALA we do have a rule about not reusing performance as long as it hasn't won somewhere.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I think that's fair to have a similar rule as cosplay because if you had like taken a craftsmanship thing to another con, didn't win anywhere, but you like refine it and work on it and do it better at another con and it wins something, I think that's fine. I would say similarly for a performance as long as it's something that you're actively working on. Adding different like audio effects to or adding something to like make it more engaging with your audience.
New maneuver
always-
or
yeah.
routine.
Yeah. So
I could see that. Like, I don't have as much experience on the judging side of things or the sandbagging, like, kind of thought process behind it. But I'm like me personally, when I think about it, like, well, I'm not gonna redo a scene. Like, I didn't win with it. I gotta do something different. Like, that's a lot of my mentality
Yeah.
behind it. Like, not even like I want to re-improve it. It's like, no, we scrap it. We start over again. Like, sometimes when you're building a rocket, you're like, oh, it broke. Well, we don't just like fix one piece of it. We gotta tear it all down. We gotta figure out the bones of it again, kind of thing.
yeah.
That's my thought behind it. Like, I don't know. It's a weird one because it feels. I wouldn't do the Hollow Knight skit with Berserk, right? Like that doesn't. Those two things aren't gonna mesh. So my brain is like, oh yeah, I did Hatsune Miku to Berserk, then to like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the only time I've ever had that come up as like a contest runner was for like idol performances.
That makes
and-
sense.
Yeah.
Because like they have their dances, they've got their
Mhm.
routines. Okay. Have you ever seen like someone do the same skit?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
We both witnessed it at an event together, judging together.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was thinking of a different one, but
Oh yeah. I was like,
occasionally. Yeah.
I don't know if you had seen it before, but I just remember leaning over being like, this is not different.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they went from something bigger to something smaller, so it was very it was very sad to see because I understand wanting to like get the most bang for your buck out of a cosplay, especially since it can be so much going into it, but make sure like you look at the rules of what contest you're entering and that you're not violating that because it just hurts everyone including you.
Sure.
Because it just made me sad.
Some throw-ins from the chat. X Angel says, personally, I don't redo exact performances, and sometimes I drag in my friends, V-Fire being one of
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Oz Costume says, I did this with my Ninetales with Fan X versus Level Up. I kept it the same, but I refined it more. And like, I think that refinement
Yeah.
is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I agree.
Becky says, I feel like as a performer, if I made a lot of improvements, redone the script, made props again, etc., I'd be able to reapply. But as a viewer, I don't know how I'd feel if I saw a performance again because I doubt I'd be able to spot any differences. That's fair. Like, I thought if I had more time doing Berserk, I would have loved to make a Guts cardboard cutout or
Mhm.
Griffith cardboard cutout and like slash that down
Yeah.
during the swing. And I was like, that'd be fun. That could be an improvement if I wanted to make it and have that kind of time.
Mhm.
But yeah. Ooh, maybe my next cosplay should be a group thing.
I think one of the other things people don't realize is that like cosplayers talk to each other and cosplayers also like follow contests.
Yeah.
So like
Because it's fun. We're looking for
occasionally, like,
inspiration.
yeah, well
Yeah.
occasionally I'll see some people who will like straight up copy a skit from someone else. And like that's hard too cuz
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, I know where you got this idea."
Yeah.
There's a difference between copying and pulling inspiration from.
Right,
Like, okay, so y'all remember Pikmin Link?
Yeah.
I used to worship Pikmin Link. I loved everything that they made. I'd never met them in person, but like loved everything they made. And they had a cool skit with a Wiimote where they like reenact like
yeah.
acted out the same like movements and stuff as like the person with the Wiimote, which was like really funny. And I was like, this is great. So I did a similar skit with that where my brother came up on stage with me and I was Link and you know, he was doing the cool movements and I was mimicking them and then he had a phone call. And we changed it up a little bit by having a phone call. So he's like holding the phone and the Wiimote up by his head. So Link's holding the sword up here like
That's fun.
it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a difference between pulling inspiration from versus just straight up copying.
Right. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
That's a great
Yeah.
question. What else you got?
We've got Reese. He says, "Hello, my local con is coming up, and in my attempts to finish up my cosplay, I've already gone through a couple of wigs trying to figure out how the character's hair works.
Bruh.
I was wondering if you had any advice for doing complex wigs, specifically for characters with curled or wavy hair. I've been listening to the podcast for so long, and I'm such a big fan, so I'd love to hear any advice you can give."
Well, hi Reese. Thank you for writing in. I'm sorry, I've let you down. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure these two probably have a lot more experience. I have no idea. I did one wig, and I'm really proud of that wig.
Yeah.
But even then,
Because Hollow Knight had a wig too.
3 then,
Yeah.
because I only
Hey,
counted
nice.
Harley Quinn,
and
Guts.
Yeah.
and
Good
I
job.
don't know if I count
Good job.
Hollow Knight.
I do.
It counts. There was a wig. You wore it.
All right.
For at least part of it. It counts.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't have enough experience with curls and whatnot. So
Mm.
please, by all means.
I would say my biggest advice with curls is to use more fiber than you think you're gonna. If you're just buying the wigs as they are, when you curl them, it kind of like condenses that fiber into a curl. And you kind of lose out on volume. What I used to do is like double weft wigs, where I would buy 2 of the same wig, and then I would take apart all the little like strands of weft and sew it in between so it has twice as much hair. And then when
Essentially
you-
combine 2 wigs into one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that gave me a lot more volume to work with, and I feel like a lot of things on wigs can be forgiven if you have enough volume,
Mm-hmm.
whereas when you see a wig that looks really thin, it's so much harder to hide the problems.
Yeah.
So that would be my suggestion, especially if you're doing curls.
I agree with you on that. I haven't done like extreme curls or wig styling. I think the most extreme wig that I've ever done is Chic. And if you actually look at that wig, she's bald up here. I got a Jareth wig from Arda, so it's, you know, the short hair in front and then the long tail in the back. And so I made her bald on top by removing wefts and also just cutting it and put the wraps for their head on top. And then the braid I actually added extra wefts into because it was just not thick enough.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that thing pulls this way. But it looks cool. It looks cool. But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment, I guess is my advice on that. Is like I'm happy to hear that like you've already gone through a couple wigs trying to figure it out, and that is such a great way to start on that is by experimentation. You might find happy accidents like, hey, it's okay that my wig's partially bald,
Yeah.
no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
And like just playing with it is only gonna make your skills better. There's a wig styling book that
Oh,
was
yeah.
sent to us by Fandom.
I was
What
going to
is the book
suggest one of my
company?
favorite wig artists is Twinzik.
Mhm.
Twinzik.
Mhm.
And they're twins who both do wig work and do some incredible like tutorials and builds. So
Sarah Spaceman did a drill curl,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was really
hard.
impressive to watch.
Yeah, I've seen a few ways to
I think
do
the
those.
best advice is from Becky.
Mm.
How to make anime or video game character wigs. Step 1: turn off gravity.
Yeah. Fair.
And Tim says 80s Aquanet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I was giggling at one point because the guts wig that I had, they didn't have the short hair that I was looking for, so I went for like the step up where it had like long bangs,
Mm.
and I was like pretending to be a hairstylist, and I put it on like one of my mic stands, and I had one of the styrofoam heads from Joanne's, and I'm going to town on it. I
Mhm.
cleaned up all the hair and I put it in the garbage, and I have a video on my TikTok of me doing like a satisfying tape peel off of the sword.
Ah, yes, I saw that.
And a friend of mine goes, "Why is your cat in your garbage can?" And it was just a pile of black hair. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. No. Sarah Spaceman twins. Fail a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay to
honestly,
fail. It
like-
only makes you better. Like, again, the mantra in game dev is fail often, fail fast.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's you're getting the kinks out early before you've like committed to a final product.
Yeah.
Sure.
I had a music teacher that said if you're gonna make a mistake, make it a big one.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Sakura suggests Cowbutt Crunchies. They are fantastic too.
That's the author of the book. I just
Yes.
can't remember the title of it, but
Yeah,
it's like
they
wig
did,
styling by Cowbutt Crunchies. So
Yeah,
I-
did some for Arda's contests, I think.
Is it- Is it?
Iron Wig?
Does it say buy cow butt? Please tell me the book says buy cow butt.
Cowbutt Crunchies?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm looking for
I have no notes.
I know
I'm
they're
just-
like actual human names, but I don't know. if those are
Extreme Wig
public.
Styling by Cowbutt Crunchies. Yes.
Nice.
love it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very cool.
They actually put their actual name on there, but it says of Cowboy Butt Crunchies cosplay. I can't words.
Nice.
Yes.
Very cool.
Anything else?
Nothing else from the viewership, the listenership.
Okay.
But I did pull some questions from your 50th episode,
Oh.
that you can revisit them. So just a couple of my favorites. What failure have you learned the most from?
None. I've won every competition I've ever entered.
Good to know your personal life, your work life, everything else. Absolutely
Everything.
perfect. No
Never failed
mistakes.
once in my life. Oof. Whew.
Don't give up. Like I started in 2008 and I did not win my first costume contest until cosplay contest until 2011.
Mm.
So I just kept going because I was addicted to it. And I don't know, every time I just felt like I was learning something new, and there are so many more resources today than what I had then, and so like just don't give up. You've got the resources, you've got support. Our freaking Discord group is so supportive. Like you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
And like we're here to cheer you on. So don't give up.
Mm.
I think that was my big thing. Freaking Darkwing Duck influencing me still later in life. Get beaten down, you just keep getting up again, even though you probably shouldn't.
It's a good one. Oh, what failure did I learn the most from?
It's not really a failure, but it is definitely like watching what I say, because sometimes I forget that my partners listen to my podcast. And we'll go, "So when are you starting therapy?"
Hmm?
I'm looking for one now.
You said it on the podcast, and now it's real.
Now you gotta do it.
Real.
Ooh, I don't know. Like, I feel like I probably said back then that I talked about like World Cosplay Summit because you're literally going up against so many like the best of the best, like best in show contest winners. Um and you should like go into it expecting to fail but learn as much as you can.
Mm,
And I feel like I was probably learning the most as I was repeatedly competing in that, just because the competition level was so high, that like even if you're like putting everything into it, you're still going up against all these other people who are putting everything into it and have been learning the same things or more different techniques or all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I failed a lot, but I learned a ton
imagine.
doing that. So
I don't know. I think like I have such a hard time like viewing my failure as a failure. Like, um, it's one of those things
Mm.
where I constantly am viewing it like, well, that wasn't fun, but I like I don't know. I have a hard time defining something as a failure in my life
Hmm.
purely because it's just like at this point, it's not a failure. It's just the circumstances of this did not
Mhm.
work in my favor. And I know by definition that is a failure, yes. But at the same time, like it's just like, well, I'm in it now. Well, I gotta get myself out.
Well, it's also
Fair.
the idea that like failure's not the end game. It's just part of the process.
Mm,
And it's that whole growth mindset kind of thing. So like if you do like end up competing for the first time and you don't win, you know, or even if it's like your fifth or sixth time, you know, it's okay because like every time you go through you learn something new, you grow, you get better at it, and keep going at it. Like don't give up, you
Yeah.
know, and don't lose faith in yourself because like I guess I work with teens.
you do?
I don't know, right? What? And you know, they're figuring themselves out and whatnot. And one of the biggest things is like they have an idea of like what their style is, whether it's through cosplay or animation or game dev, and what they need is like that sense of style is there, but what they need is like the building up of the skills. And so I having a place to allow yourself to screw up, whether it's, you know, you're choosing it to be like, okay, this costume, I'm going to compete with it, but it's okay that it's totally not good. um that like give yourself that. Don't be like everything has to be perfect right off the bat, because you need to allow yourself time to grow and allow your skills to catch up to your style, if that makes any sense.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very
Well, what else you got?
cool.
All right. Easy one. Which cosplay have you won or worn the most?
Harley. I love Harley. I love wearing Harley.
Mm.
She's the best to wear, purely just because I can walk around in a hot con and not be worried about it at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
It's so little fabric in the grand scheme of it all. Um, it's fun to be Harley Quinn because it's just like, I don't know, it's very freeing for me.
Mm.
It's also like,
Makes sense.
it's my own. Yeah.
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 Probably Prompto. I that one's like such a fun one to just like throw on, and it's easy to wear and it's comfortable and I don't know. It's fun and I feel like I can like move around and not feel too encumbered when I'm wearing it.
Yeah. A lot of pockets.
A lot of pockets. Oh, that's the best.
It's my biggest like regret with the Guts cosplay is no pockets.
Oh, pockets.
Chic.
I was about to say, like, I
Nice.
bet you it's chic.
Yeah,
Nice.
Chic is so worn out, but it only
Yeah.
adds to the personality, and I don't fit her anymore. But
Aw.
expect to get pranked at any upcoming conventions.
Oh.
Because guess who it does fit?
Oh.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Some member of Mercedes' family. will
that I have
be-
pranked you guys with. I pranked, I think you before with. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She actually just returned Ordon back to me.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna frame it.
Do it. Nice.
At this point, y'all have been in the game for a while. Hardest thing for you about cosplay at this point in your life?
Mine's twofold. If you guys need a moment to think.
I was just gonna say the crippling self-doubt and imposter syndrome. That'd be mine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game.
It's
like,
always there.
you
And like it'll hit you at the weirdest times sometimes too. Because you're like going through it, and then at one point you're like, why am I doing this? What is this for?
Why am I torturing myself?
No one's gonna like this. Why? Yeah, I get it. So one of mine right now is finding a cosplay that doesn't have a big prop. Kaylin challenged me on like, maybe your next cosplay should be one that doesn't have a prop, let alone a large prop. And I legitimately like went through my catalog and I was like, no, that one has one. No, that one also has one. That one has one.
Uh-huh.
So, nah.
And then I think for me, it's like one of the harder parts is, how do I get this started? With the Hollow Knight helmet, with like the gut sword. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the middle steps. I knew the end. I didn't know how I wanted it to be started.
Sure.
So that was like getting that ball rolling is really, really hard for me. And then like trying to figure out like how do I start this? What shape does the ball even really have at this point? That's my biggest thing right now.
Yeah, I'm still going with the crippling self-doubt and imposter syndrome because like even this weekend at like Non-DeskCon where I was literally invited to be a judge who knows what they're talking about with craftsmanship, and I showed up in stuff that like I wasn't. It was comfortable and it was fun to wear, but I felt like they've got to be judging me because this isn't a very complicated costume. I just wore it for funsies.
Yeah.
Or like I showed up to judging one of the days in just like street clothes because I wanted to be able to get up and like move around and look at stuff. And I'm like, oh, they got to be judging me because I,
Yeah.
I'm not in a complicated costume to come see their complicated costume. So just that like little internal voice is still like the hardest thing for me.
Very similar here. For me, like cosplay's always been my hobby, my fun thing to do on the side while stressing the heck out of myself, but also it's my fun thing and my me thing that's always been separate from all other aspects of my life. And now that I've been hired to teach it, and the point that like where I've been hired really takes into account like that the people they're teaching are good at what they're teaching. They're part of that like as a career kind of thing, and I've never actually thought of cosplay as a career for me. It's just been my fun thing that I do on the side, and it's kind of gotten a little out of control, but like I love that. And now like it's just causing like a lot of these identity of like, oh gosh, like do I need to like this is probably why like you haven't seen like a whole ton from me building lately, is because like it's like, does it have to be to a certain level of like professionalism in it, and what can I build with the small space that I have now, and what are people going to think of me if I were to make something that was just kind of simple and fun, and should I be aiming more towards like even down to like the gender identity of like what characters I'm picking. I'm like, but what am I representing to my students?
Yeah.
And it's just all this lovely pressure that I've been trying to take and set aside because like it broke me so bad. I had a week, 9 days off from working. It was awesome, and I didn't get any cosplays done.
Good.
And I wanted to. Like I took off those 9 days being like, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna be able to work on this cosplay that I love. But then because I hit this wall and this like minor crisis, I just kind of like threw myself into God of War. Which I finished and cried over, by the way. God of War Ragnarok. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Second credit ending. Blood on the Snow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, that song. Anyways.
I legit teared up on that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's so good. But like along those lines, like it allowed me to like take that step back too and think about like, okay, I want to make this character, and because I tried looking at like, well, maybe it's just like the wrong character and whatnot, and I kept coming back to it's the Drifter, that I've been talking about for a long time, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The freaking fabric dyed pink, but I'm gonna make it not pink by adding more red to it, and I'm
In my
gonna
eyes,
make
it's
it
the
work.
perfect shade.
I know. The thing is,
Oh, glad joke.
there's no contrast. There's no contrast between it and the orange cloak, David. So when you look at it, you'll be like, they're the same piece of fabric. Even if I get it dyed darker, they'll look different. Even with your one will look darker, and that's what I want.
To like go back onto what like as
Yeah.
X Angel said, of like you could do a control cosplay because like my control gun came out really well. I was like, yeah, that did. But like it kind of goes back to that gender piece of like sometimes it's like this is a very powerful femme character, and I'm just like that needs to stay that in my mind. You know what I mean? Of just like the look on Panon's face just now was like, you don't know what you're saying.
I was like, that's okay.
Like-
That's okay if you feel that way.
Like I don't know, there's just some times where it's just like this needs, in my mind, it needs to stay as it is.
Mm.
And I really really enjoy like having just these icons of just like this is really good and it can stay perfect. Maybe
Mm.
ooh, this is dumb, this is gonna be really dumb,
Nope.
maybe I should do a power cosplay
Yes.
with like the
Ooh.
big
Okay.
padded broad, everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo,
I think that'd be fun.
You should do it.
All right.
No,
I'm
I was
down
gonna
for
say, I talk myself out of certain costumes because I really like the image of the character, and I feel like I can't live
yeah.
up to that same image.
Yeah, no, I get that one.
And it is hard to define whether it's like I don't want to like mess with that image, or if I'm talking myself out of doing something because I don't feel like I fit the image.
See, and I feel like that way with like Borderlands cosplays because I would love to do a Zero, but
Mm.
there's just such a unique style that it is in, and I know that it's not going to be up to my standards,
Mm.
but it will be up to my skill, which are two very different things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sakura is suggesting that you do League of Legends Jinx.
oh David, you'd be so
You'd be
cool
really
as
good
Jinx,
as Jinx.
actually.
I think I could
Honestly.
pull off Jinx. I have a very toxic relationship with League of Legends,
Ah.
so
Fair.
That's
purely-
fair. That's
fair.
fair.
purely for personal reasons, not
Mm.
for any reason for Jaguar Quinn in any way, shape, or form. I'm looking at you. No, I could definitely see that one, but
Yeah.
it has a big giant prop, and I'm trying to challenge myself, you guys.
Oh.
I think
Uh.
you should do power.
I think power's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't even need a prop for that one, but there could be.
And at the end of the day, there can always be a prop. You can find something.
Oh yeah.
There's always a lighthouse.
What a great poll! I wish we could end on that note right there.
I mean,
Wow.
I can throw all of this out.
Wow. Oh, that was good. That was fantastic.
I say this as someone who has cosplayed a tower, a moving castle.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. What else you got?
Oh, well, probably gonna be kind of heavy and you can opt out, but what do you hope to be known for as a cosplayer?
Oh my gosh.
Big giant props. What am I talking about on this? I would love to be known for my foam work. I don't need to be. I don't want to make a book. I don't want to do that. But I want people to be like, there goes SKS props, and there goes Punish props, and then there goes Crest. Like I would love to be on that kind of like. They did such a great job. All of them are like equal level. I would love to be on my foam work game like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a hard one. Do you have an idea?
I like the idea of bringing the video game characters to life. I love being able to feel like I've walked out of the game, and I hope people think of my cosplays that way. Because that's like what I aim for. And it's a fun challenge. So I don't know if I'm gonna be known for something. I hope is that.
Yeah.
Gosh. Honestly, like personally, like, I feel like it's hard for me to think of one thing with my ability that stands out. But one of the things that's always been important to me is teaching and passing on skills. So if I were to be known for anything, I think it would be nice to be known as a teacher. Um, and just someone who can, help people who are struggling, or like if looking for advice, or even just to commiserate
Yeah.
with, like I like that idea. And
I've always been very good about sharing your skills.
yeah, I've tried. Yeah, I feel like it's a really broad hobby, and I'm always learning something. And so,
I would
Yeah.
say, and this is going to be like really sentimental, like for the times that I was not part of the podcast, in the sense of like I was just the guy on the chair, uh, doing all the tech stuff. The things that I would equate to the two of you is Pannon, your constant want and desire of inclusivity in so
Mhm.
many different areas, not just like people who have visible and invisible disabilities, people of color, people of all shapes and sizes. Like the gambit is run, and if that person wants to be in part of the community or try their thing at, Pannon is the person that will constantly be the hype person.
Mhm.
yeah,
And for
I like-
V
I
Fire,
take that.
the thing that like I knew you for is your love for the art of it,
Mm.
and not just like this idea of like, yeah, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. It's always been V Fire going, how did you do this? How did you get it done? Tell me everything, because you have such an appreciation for the craftsmanship of it that
Mm.
every time that I see you talking about something, because we talked about doing like a sword prop years ago. I think it was at the NDK that we were doing. And you were just like, I've seen this and I've seen that and I've seen this. And you have this like well of knowledge that you draw upon of like
Yeah.
all these different styles. So those are the things that like, as an outside viewer, before I really became like close friends with you guys, those were the two things that I saw you both in.
Nice. I appreciate that perspective.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Thanks, David.
I'm not gonna look at the camera for a second. Yeah.
My heart
Aw.
right now. It's like,
Our Pat's okay.
Yeah, pets are okay. But
well, David.
no, just big props. That's all I want.
Oh.
I love how kind and excited you are about all of this and your willingness to try new things.
Mm.
I think
sound like
that's
me.
super inspiring. You do try new things.
No, I don't.
What? No.
Props.
Says Faye, who like messaged me panicked because the sewing machine wasn't working and the bobbin was in backward, and
You
Freaking
came at like 9
bobbins.
o'clock at night into our house, like, just after like the pandemic started clearing up, and I was like, "What do I do? What do I do? I think I broke it." And you were like, "Yeah, you broke it. You got to go take it, fix it. Here's this place. I really like it. Fair prices." Becky writes in chat, I bought a mask, MASC silicone chest plate
Oh,
a year
yeah.
ago, but I have yet to take the leap because I have quite wide hips and I'm really short. Same. Just the short part, not the wide hips. I am if I
That's me.
turn sideways, the
me.
camera will lose me. So I feel like I look silly overall wearing it. Like I could never look like I wish I could look like, but like a cool buff guy, even with the expensive piece of clothing / accessory. I feel that. Yeah, like it's so hard. And I mentioned this, and this will be coming out in a future episode. But during our body positivity episode, I quoted Susie Izzard, who was previously Eddie Izzard, and she wrote in her autobiography that the hardest thing she ever did was go out in what she defined at the time as women's clothes. And now it's just like, it's her clothes.
Right.
But like, that was the hardest thing to do, was to walk out of her front door in that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we do that all the time. And like, we walk into our work with our work mindset, our work mask, if you will. And so just like having this idea of like, you are going to have a hard time doing that, but nobody else will make a big fuss about it, especially since like you're going there to be part of the community that's doing other weird things and they don't feel comfortable in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just yeah, that's just an aspect of it. It's gonna feel hard, but it's worth it.
I have specific advice for cosplaying more mask characters when you have big hips,
Okay.
and it's fake your waistline. Because where your waistline normally is when you have big hips is right before your hips get big.
Mhm.
And if you do high waisted or you do low, like very like low on your hips waisted pants, it's going to like hide where your natural waistline is, and it makes you look more mask.
Huh.
So try it, Becky. I hope it works
Yeah.
for you. You should definitely use that amazing like silicone chest because I want one too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
With great big props comes great responsibility to knock people over walking through Artist Elliott Con.
Oof.
That's definitely how I felt with Clea.
Oop.
Oh, that trident was huge. All right, we're out of the feels. Don't look at me
I mean,
like that.
One of my questions was feels, and I'm like, should I not do the feels, or do we
Do the
go
feels.
deeper
Feels
into the
trip.
feels?
Feels trip.
Let's get. Oh,
Going on a
I'm
field
like
trip.
white knuckling the chair up through the field.
Hop on the Magic Feels bus.
Where do you feel that emotion in your body?
Right up, river.
Oh.
What is a quality in each of your co-hosts that you want to like buckle up and take with you into life? And it could be from
Ooh.
any
Everything
point in the
that was
podcast.
just said.
Hey.
Man,
Love each other.
that's a tough one.
Oh, It's easy for me. Oh my gosh, this is one of the easiest questions we've had. Pannon, your inability to stop. You find something that like you run into roadblocks, you find so many different points of conflict and people trying to push back on things,
Mm.
and you just keep going. You started your own dang con. Like it is so impressive. And when I look at you and you do those things so flawlessly, I know it's not flawless. I know that it is taxing in more ways than one. And I cannot fathom the energy and the mental fortitude it takes for you to go, well, this was really hard. I'm going to keep going and do the thing that makes me happy.
Aw.
And that is definitely one of those things that I would like, if I could just like take that stat of yours and control C, control V to me. V-Fire, you have a patience that I do, I do not, I don't know where it comes from. You work with kids. That patience is gone. But you have such a patience for like,
I'm the oldest of 5. It's probably
that's
why.
probably it. Yeah. But you have such a patience with like every aspect. You have a patience for me when I'm like, this thing isn't working and they did this weird, stupid thing and I'm tired of it. And you just like, okay, let's figure it out. And it's just like, what? No, let's not figure it out. Let's burn this thing to the ground. Let's dump it. Let's not do. But like, you have such a patience, and I always feel like I'm one to rush things or have this expectation that it's got to be done this way.
Mm.
And V-Fire has this ability to like stop and again access that well of information that you have of like what else have other people done. And that's definitely something that I've tried to emulate in my own thing of like, I don't know, let's watch 20 other videos of people doing the same thing.
Mm.
And yeah, those are the two qualities of you, of just like your fortitude and your patience.
I like that.
Yeah.
David, you've seen Digimon.
Love Digimon. Yep.
So all of the destined have a crest that like represents them.
Hmm.
And I feel like one of the underrated crests and the one that like reminds me of you
The Crest Sphinx.
the crest sphinx. No, the crest of reliability.
Oh.
Because like it does not matter if I had to like call you at 2 a.m., you would be the one to pick up the phone.
Mhm.
Like if it doesn't matter if like I completely lost the thread on like when we were supposed to meet up, you know it.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter like we're behind on posting episodes, you're the one that gets us back on track. And like I think without that like steadfast, reliable nature of yours, like we would not have made it as far as we have. You are like this cute little like energizer bunny of just like you help remind us of everything. You and for someone like me who struggles with like organization and remembering like when things are, when something's due, like who we are meeting with this week, it has been a lifeline for me to have that. So I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Mercedes, I can't use Digimon. I have to use Zelda because you are the Triforce of Courage. And
Ooh.
I feel like you
I'm
are
a
the
big
one who is
dummy.
always no, not because you're a dummy, because you are the one that like pushes us and challenges us to try new things. You are the one that like jumped in with both feet to like make this podcast happen. You are the one who like wasn't afraid to contact big name cosplayers to get interviews.
Oh, I was afraid.
You- but you did it anyway. You did it anyway. So I think courage is something that like I'm constantly impressed by the courage that you show. So
Quick, tag yourself in chat. Triforce are you?
give us a goof.
So bad with the words.
No.
Oh. mm. Okay. So I appreciate you guys so much. It's funny because like I see David as being very patient too. It's like I say dumb things, I do dumb things, and David's like so patient and calm and like puts up with me. And my weird awkwardness is especially like your creativity, your ability to think on the spot. Especially with the Cosplay Chronicles. Like
That one I'll take. That one I can take the Cosplay Chronicle one.
it's like holy crap, I want to be able to like do that, like be on the spot and think quickly and
Yeah.
like there's things where like you've thrown at me and I'm like, all right, I gotta think this through. And I'm so glad you are again patient with me as I think through what dumb Tolan's gonna do. And I don't know, I appreciate that. There's a lot of people that I know don't have the patience for me, and I don't know, I appreciate you, David.
Thank
And I want to be like that, being able to think on the fly and be quick and witty and just clever overall. So yeah. And Pannon, ever since I first stood in front of you in my stupid little,
Not stupid.
it was my dumb little Phi cosplay that I drew on,
Oh,
and you're in your amazing one, and I'm like, mine's better, and I'm a little dummy. I have always wanted to like be you.
I mean, that's the correct answer. We all want to be Pannon.
Just be you overall. You're just so talented. You're so kind. You always think of others before yourself, and I have definitely tried to like copy that. You know, the think of others before me and being kind and thoughtful and not letting my my what I do make go to my head like it did in that first moment. I'm so embarrassed by it. I was so dumb.
You're right to be proud
I
of
mean,
something you worked really hard on.
But standing next to you, what was I thinking? In the same cosplay, it's like Mercedes, you stupid little don't.
No.
Oh man, I was so cocky.
Um,
I didn't say anything to you. I just was like, just in my head, I was like, mine's so much better. I was so wrong.
it's definitely one of those, like, I love the Dunny Kruger effect of just like the confidence that you have in something until you learn something new, and then you're like, what have I am garbage.
Know enough to know how much I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oz Costume wrote in the chat, courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten. That is definitely, yeah. Indiana Jolly writes, in 200 episodes, I've gotten to know you three. I'm inspired by your thirst to learn all facets of crafting and your willingness to share that knowledge with all of us. Plus, your zest for love, life, and laughter is contagious. Thanks for all that
Aw,
you
thank you.
do. Yeah. Thank you. So now I want to go cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to throw in my own personal 2 cents. I always am so happy and inspired every time I listen to an episode. And nothing makes me want to get creative, to craft, to try new things, to do hard things than listening to y'all talk about how excited you are about all of this.
I love that.
It's just spewing positivity through every orifice, and it's beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
all of those things, for sharing that, for doing
I'm
this
getting
podcast thing for
emotional.
200
Yeah.
episodes. I only have one question left, and that's just, do you have any dream guests you would still love to bring on the podcast?
Oh my god, yes.
Ooh.
Who do you want? Who do you want on the podcast?
Ooh.
Downin.
Ooh, Downen would be
Oh
good.
my
I
God.
would love them on the podcast.
Oh, Downin Creative Cosplays, I think is
Yeah.
the is that or I don't
Yeah, Downen Creative. I think
Downin
it's-
Creative, yeah.
Yeah.
Just amazing work. The big stack of books that we got.
Oh,
There's a chunk
yeah.
of them that are Downins, and they're
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. Yeah. Also Adam Savage, I agree with you, Tim.
Yeah, it'd be cool to
Oh,
have
man.
Adam
Oh
Savage.
my gosh,
Oh,
that would be
amazing.
Like that, I would feel so unworthy. Like Kamui, like it felt like this is one cosplayer that I look up to. Adam Savage is a craftsman in such a way that it's
Sure.
like I don't have anything to add to this human being. Like
Mm.
what context? That is one of those people that I was like, all right, you two have fun. I'm not. This is not a David episode.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yaya Han, Cowbutt Crunchies. I've got a list.
I would love Bill and Britt Duran.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a fun story.
Uh huh.
So I've met them,
Uh
and,
huh.
and I've so there's a convention called Nerdtacular that's here, and they come and help run it.
Yeah.
And it's very confusing sometimes when you run into Bill Duran's twin.
Oh, yeah.
And you start talking cosplay with him, and he's like, "I'm not Bill," and it's like, "Oh shoot." Um,
I've committed a terrible faux pas.
but like, it was so much fun. Like, I was actually able to show Bill my cosplay, my sheet cosplay, which was really cool. But the coolest part was I actually really enjoy talking with Britt. She does game dev too, and it's so cool. Like, I gotta spend like a good chunk of a day just hanging out with Britt in the back because I was volunteering and just talking nerdy game stuff, and it was the best thing ever. But yes, I would love to have Punish Props on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I already.
Oh. That's so hard because I'm like, this is like not trying to humble brag, but I'm just like, oh, I know them, and I know like
I
I judge with
know.
them, and like I hung out with this person, and like it. So my brain doesn't automatically think like really cool guest, even though they're amazing people. But yeah, Bill Duran would be fun. I think for me, I actually really want to talk to more international guests. I think it would be really cool to talk to Twin Cosplay from Mexico.
Oh my
I
gosh,
love their
yes.
Stuff. Oh my god.
Like, I know they are both huge Zelda fans also.
I know, like the freaking
And-
Majora's Mask one. Oh,
Yes.
Ice, that's legendary.
Um,
Ludus.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to have him on. He'd be
Yeah.
great.
Hoku would be really fun too. I want to ask him about his eye.
Oh,
It's
Hoku's
so
really
cool.
Yeah.
Maul. Maul would be a great one.
Maul
Oh,
would be
yeah.
amazing. Oh,
Yeah. There's just like, I love all of our cosplayers here in the States, but I love like hearing about what the cosplay experiences are like around the world.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really fun.
Mhm.
I would also love. I think Soylent. She's in Australia.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
She does a lot of like really great like Mass Effect cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely top notch.
Nice.
That'd be another one that I'd really like to have. Maul is a huge one. I would love to get Lightning. I every time that they come up on my feed, I just stupid sexy Germans. Like they are just so like their craftsmanship is just like it's a turn on, honestly. Like to get a little risque. It is just it's so good every single time. And when I watch her videos of like, yeah, and then we did this in silicone and we did this and that and the other thing, I was like, I would have never thought of this or that or the other thing. And like, yeah.
Lightning has such a breadth of skills too. Just like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Miranda cosplay as well. Yeah, they'd be really great. Sakura Rogan says, you guys helped push me into masters by looking at how I'm doing it rather than the outcome.
That's
That is
awesome.
really nice to hear.
Congrats on being in Masters. Like I remember when Sakura was still like a little new cosplayer and just like
Watching Sakura Girl has been
The-
so cool. Like just being
Yes.
like,
that's my favorite thing with Sakura is like so willing to listen to feedback. And so every time they've come back to a contest, it's just been like so much better each time.
Yeah.
Like it just you can tell Sakura's taking that feedback and working really hard to improve, and it's very awesome. So shout out to you.
That is definitely like the one downside of the HachiCon experience is that there wasn't a
Yeah.
feedback like panel with the judges. So I've been trying to work up the gumption to message Oz and talk to Dustin and
Nice.
Relina and just be like, yo,
Yeah.
what? How? I know I did good, but like, how can I do gooder?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
Awesome.
they're all very nice.
I can confidently say that 2 out of the 3 are very nice. I don't have much with Relina.
She's so
very
nice.
sweet.
She's like one of my favorite people in the whole world.
You know how some people are like sweet and you're like, oh, they're being fake sweet. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like seems like she's fake sweet, but she's so like that is
She's
legitimately how she is.
No.
She's
so
like, really
genuine.
that nice.
I picked up on that in the judging. She's like, tell me about this. And I was like, yeah. So I decided to do this, that. And like, she really helped me like start the talking process.
yeah.
And then she would like jump in of like, oh yeah, you did that. I can see what you did that. And I was like, yeah. And I did that because like he's cheap and he wouldn't have the money. He goes, oh yeah, Guts, he's a pretty broke boy, isn't he? So I always love a judge that like kind of like resonates with the thing. Like Jez,
Yeah.
when I did Hollow Knight, was like, oh, this is a great detail. Like you added
Yeah.
that. Like when a judge does that, ooh,
That's
ooh, so
nice.
good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Oz, you might get a message from me sometime in the near future when I have gumption and the courage of Mercedes to reach out and be like, hey, feedback would be really, really great.
Triforce.
Yeah.
This is my mixed up shirt, but links on there.
What Triforce do you think you are? Like, as a group question, what Triforce do you think you are?
Oh, definitely courage, but like in the dumb way. I'm like, will this work? I don't know, but I'm gonna try it, and I get.
Let's find out.
Yep.
I'm the upside down triangle in the middle.
Oh, the base of everything. It wouldn't work with you.
She's saying she's evil.
Oh, I'm 100% power.
Nice.
I definitely I feel like I'm power. Like,
nice.
I feel like it would be power, wisdom, courage.
oh,
You're giving me a lot of credit.
you've got so much experience, man. Like, I don't know what you want.
Right? It's like you got
We are
so much.
floundering without you most of the time, man.
There's so much wisdom. Like,
Wisdom and intelligence are different.
okay, but Willie,
According to D&D.
David and I did the body positivity panel without you,
Aw.
and like it was hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legitimately.
You are so wise. Like,
Yeah, and you have such a way with words as well. We're going back onto the let's talk about our feelings. That again, it makes
It's so
people
good.
feel so included, and like it's hard because like Mercedes and I we're so atypical when it comes to like all of these like factors, right?
all of our episodes where it's just us is like
They go off the
No.
rails.
We oh
They
man,
absolutely go off.
take for the person who just listened to all of our episodes.
Complaint, but it is true.
so if you are the one in the middle, you do keep us all together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But you are very wise.
Nice.
Oh.
I'll
Wow.
Ah,
Thank you so much, Kaylin, for subjecting yourself to us for almost 2
Yeah.
hours.
That's delightful.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So, do you want to finish the pun?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Because it's not a cosplay Stitch and Seam episode without puns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So I have
yeah.
compiled a bunch of puns. You have heard all of them because they all came from the
excited.
podcast.
I'm just gonna
Here we
hand
go.
you the crown now.
All right. How do you organize a space party?
You plan it.
Yeah.
Wow. There was no delay.
What do you call a cosplayer who does not want to work on things?
Ooh.
Procrastinator? Procrastinator?
Procrastinator.
Oh.
Ooh.
Proud of that
As
one.
you
Good
started saying it, I
job.
was like, there it is.
Good job.
What's the difference between ignorance and apathy?
They're spelled different.
A line?
Don't know, don't care.
Oh, shoot, I've
That's
heard
right.
that one. Dang, I'm
You've heard all of
disappointed. Yes, yes. But I feel like that one was recent.
It's okay, there's only like 10 more.
Oh.
Which of King Arthur's knights built the round table?
Circumference.
Remember that one?
Did you hear about the car that only moves when the driver is silent?
Gosh, I know this one.
Give it to me again.
Did you hear about the car that only moves when the driver is silent?
Okay, I'm out.
I can't remember. I know this one, but I can't remember.
It goes without
Punchline.
saying.
Ah,
Yes.
What do the movies The Sixth Sense and Titanic have in common?
Icy dead people. I remember that one.
That's good. That's good. I like that one a lot. Actually.
Why shouldn't you challenge death to a pillow fight?
Oh. Oh.
'Cause he's down with the sickness. I don't know.
I remember this one because it was like skirting the censorship line a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. I can't remember
Which is
what
funny
the
for you.
punchline
Like
is.
you are so like clean spoken so often.
Clean spoken.
Why shouldn't you challenge death to a pillow fight? You may not be prepared for the repercussions.
Oh.
Boo.
I was thinking of a
Boo.
different
were.
pun.
Oh,
Never mind.
oh my. I'll have to ask afterwards then.
I'll tell you that
Like
one.
it might be in here. We'll see.
Nice.
Where do you take someone who's been injured playing peekaboo?
To the ICU. Ah.
Nice. Nice.
How does the man in the moon cut his hair?
Eclipse it.
Oh.
Why do cows have hooves instead of feet?
They'd be ground beef without it? I don't know.
David, that's actually really fun. My brain like da-da-da-da-da-da, click.
I don't
Oh,
know, I watched the Utana movie last night, and so the cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do cows have hooves instead of feet? They lactose.
Ah.
And I just have to honorary mention you followed that up with were you moved by that one? Why should you never invite a ghost to your potluck?
they bring booze?
I think that's what you said last time.
That's why you should invite them. Let's invite Gary the Ghost. Like he's gonna be, he's always a good time.
Nice.
I was like, what would a ghost bring to a potluck? Booze.
Why should you never invite a ghost to your potluck? Because their cooking tastes like sheet.
Ah.
Right. Okay.
What do you call a hardworking pickle?
Shoot, I remember that this one got me good.
I know. I remember telling this, but I've forgotten so many of the punchlines.
We've done like almost 200 of these.
Wild.
Oh. I don't remember. I'm gonna be mad.
What do you call a hardworking pickle? Diligent.
Yup.
You mad about it?
I hate my old boss. He used to do this thing where he would like give a really bad dad joke,
Mhm.
and I had like one of those like key fobs that would like had the retractable thing.
Uh-huh.
And so when he would tell a really bad one, I would take it off and I would throw it at the ground. I go, I quit. I'd walk out of the office.
Mhm.
All right, and the last one. Okay. Did you hear about the clown doing a fundraiser?
No.
God damn it. All right.
Yeah, he was a nice jester.
Uh,
And that's all I've got for you tonight.
Wow. Thank you so much. Can I give a round of applause to Kaylin? Thank you so
Very
much.
good.
This is you.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, truly.
Ooh.
Oh man. Oh,
Oh.
fantastic.
So bad.
Absolutely
Thank you for
fantastic.
tolerating.
Yes. Thank you for tolerating me, let alone this this quirky idea that I had. Oh my goodness.
This was fun.
This was great.
Mm-hmm.
How's our energy going? We could switch into other things or we could call it here. How are we all doing? Regardless, I need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to play like a little bit of Jackbox.
Yeah.
Play some
All right.
games.
So we are going to I don't have an intermission screen, so I'm gonna go to our end screen. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're gonna do Jackbox. We'll keep the codes active so everybody can join in if you guys
Go to
wanna
the
join.
starting soon screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could do that one. So
Hey.
never mind. I apologize. I got zealous.
And we're back.
Yeah, and we're back.
Shortest break.
Hope you're all good. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the screen. We'll be back in a few minutes. I need a quick break, and we'll get the game ready. Get your phones, tablets, whatever, if you want to join in.
Mm-hmm.
Add to the madness of it all. Yeah, fake out. I apologize. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. So hang tight. Thanks so much, you guys. back.
Woohoo!
Hi.
Is camera like
Yeah.
Oh,
What are we
my
doing?
microphone's way over there.
Yeah. Let's get your Let's get your microphone. We're not
Oh.
live. We're not. We're only getting set up slightly.
What?
Whoop.
We're leaving door open now, yeah?
Yeah. We can crack it open. All the good sound stuff doesn't need to happen anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I
Go
figured.
to the jack of
Do you want me
boxes.
to just put in the full wind tunnel? I can open the window and everything.
No, I think with the smoke companies, we're good.
Yeah, I like the air coming through like nice. Not too cold.
Yeah, some idiot blocked off all the windows in this room. I don't know.
Why?
Tell OSHA.
Nobody cares.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring Jackbox over here.
Ooh.
We're gonna switch scenes. I think
It's jackbox.tv, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Move down here, move over here.
Boop, boop, boop. Hello.
Is volume better now that like I'm actually near a microphone?
Test. Check, 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 check.
Oh yes.
Doot, doot, doot.
Excellent.
Doot, doot, doot.
All right, how is the levels for you guys? Can you hear game audio? You should be able to hear it. I do not know.
Mm.
Oh, we're not gonna use that name. I
I'm
last
boring. I just have mine as Panon.
Oh, I last played with my siblings, so mine was oldest.
That is no longer true.
No, not here.
Do some drawful.
Drawful, we could do Wheel of Enormous Proportion.
I have never played that one.
Almond Milk bites you guys. Get a provocative question. Can I drink almond milk that expired yesterday? Blue dress or gold dress?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That freaking dress.
Oh my gosh.
Answer trivia prompts.
All right, all right.
Always down for
Okay.
trivia.
Let's try that. I'm terrible at trivia, but I am always down to try.
Okay.
I am back on the mic. I apologize for being away from the mic.
Hello.
We also have job. Use other people's words to score the job.
Oh. Doot, doot, doot. Oh boy.
I mean, as long as I'm not having to make up words, I can probably do that.
Interesting.
We have the coal mine. Use teamwork to guess your friend's answers and escape.
Oh, okay.
I love the discount I have Sauron.
Split into teams. But what if your team is online?
True.
Uh,
It's weapons drawn.
social deduction game where everyone did it.
Oh.
Everyone's a detective. I like the sound of that. Does that sound?
Oh,
Danganronpa.
yeah. Let's try it. Danganronpa.
All right.
Okay.
Mirror image of the three of you. Oh, apparently we're mirrored. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We I
Oh, that's okay.
flipped the cameras one way now.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
I did it that way so we were all looking at the right direction.
Yeah.
So now we're like opposite, but now we're playing a game, so it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you see what we see in the mirror and go, huh?
Yes, I believe it is just jackbox.tv.
Yes, jackbox.tv. Put on your nama or nickname. Slay. Almost slay.
It says there's a password required.
Is there a password? Well, let me fix that.
Password.
Okay.
If I can remember.
Dang, slay was such a good room code.
Exit the game menu. Yes.
Okay.
Exit to pack. Yes. And then. Hang on. Sorry, chat.
Got this.
Dude, I heard a kid actually use chat in conversation the
No.
other day, and I was like, whoa. I was like, it's real.
Okay.
That one I at least understand though. It's like, yeah, okay.
Some of them, like Riz and Sus, like I said, they kind of just make sense.
And then there's Skibbity. B
On guard.
Yes,
E D.
Okay.
Careful of the hair. Thank you for your support.
Oh my. How fun.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are not familiar, if you go to jackbox.tv, you could be a part of it. We'll leave it open for another minute or two. In Weapons Drawn, every player is both a detective and a murderer. Murder guests brought by other players solve other murders to distract from your own.
Okay.
Clever.
So we get to draw pictures
Mm-hmm.
and murder things. I don't see a downside.
Okay. All right. Apparently, Kaylin, since you're the first one in, you get to start the game.
Not long ago, on a night filled with guile and malevolence, there was a gathering of the world's most brilliant detectives, who, as it happens, were also the world's most devious murderers. They had devised a unique competition where they earned points for solving crimes and points for committing them. Each detective was equipped with 2 murder weapons. Look at the prompt on your device to see the first one you'll draw. But take heed, as a murderer, you also have a calling card, a letter from your own name that you must include in your drawings. Do your best to hide the letter as part of the image, like so. If your calling card is too obvious, your fellow detectives may spot it and trace the weapon back to you. Draw 2 weapons and hide your calling card now. By the way, if you've played before, you can turn off tutorials in the settings menu. I promise not to take it personally.
I don't believe you.
These are gonna be some silly pictures. So bad.
I feel good about mine. I'm terrified by my icon, though.
I know, right?
Your time's half gone. You should be starting
to
your
it.
second drawing.
My second drawing.
Oh.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I screwed up.
While we're waiting, I'm gonna readjust our cameras just a bit here. 1, 2,
Dandy.
I have no idea. I don't know.
This is my dinner entertainment. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Before you drill some holes.
Ooh.
Finish up before time runs out.
10 seconds.
Oh. You're gonna see some beautiful artwork. I
Yes,
just
I
know it.
cannot wait.
Each detective had brought a loyal accomplice disguised as a
Oh.
party guest. Use your device to give your guest a name. Any ridiculous alias will do, but don't leave any clues to your own identity.
It shouldn't give a clue to your own identity.
Fine.
It's done. First rate. Yeah.
Yes, that will do nicely. And just in time for the party.
Everyone, your attention please. Please welcome our honorees for the evening, the world's greatest detectives.
He wouldn't be so thrilled if he knew you like I do.
I'm your host, Lord Tippett. I'm a great fan. Oh, you brought gifts. You can set them down anywhere.
Looks like one of your drawings is out in the open just as well. These gifts represent every type of weapon you'll see this evening, and no detective draws the same weapon twice.
Okay.
Oh, and allow me to welcome your esteemed guests.
Sawyer.
Danny.
Danny. Maximum more.
Wonderful. Now, let's just... Egad! First the ventriloquist cancels, and now the power's out. At least with you all around, we can be sure there won't be any foul play.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. Time to attack. Choose a guest to murder on your device. Then guess which detective brought them to the ball. Use your knowledge of what your fellow detectives may have written, or simply take a stab in the dark. If you're the first to figure out who brought a guest, your murder is successful, but your weapon will be left behind as evidence. And be quick, the lights could come back on any second.
No need to panic. Just a little snag. Ah, the servants have fixed Saint Faustina! 4 of our guests have been murdered.
Each murder you commit earns you a point from me. And the longer you get away with it, the more you can earn.
Well, it's a good thing no murder can stump the world's greatest detectives. To the investigation board. Aha, we've found the murder weapons. Let's start by looking at just 2 of these instruments of death. Thanks to science, we can tell how many awful attempts were made on each guest's life.
And if you brought one of these guests, each of those attempts earns you points.
This is peculiar. If I didn't know better, I'd say these weapons are the same as some of the gifts you all brought.
Imagine that.
Unfortunately, we really only have time to solve one of these cases.
That means the other murderer will get away, for now.
Examine the evidence and talk through your theories. Choose the case you have the best chance of solving.
Huh.
I'm so confused.
I'm also.
Yeah.
Sort of picking who to investigate?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
On with it.
All right. Go dawdle.
football tackle is one heck of a weapon to
Yeah.
use. Do you hire a linebacker for that, or?
Excellent. We have our case. You there. Since you brought this guest, I'm letting you borrow my lucky
that's
magnifying
right.
glass. Use your device to move it over the evidence for a
Poor
closer
Crumpet to
look.
proof.
Now, everyone hurry and vote for who murdered this guest. Don't be afraid to collaborate with your fellow detectives. There's no I in investigation.
Fascinating.
My crumpet.
Let's continue.
Oh, yes.
Well then.
No, the drawing style.
case.
You claim one of your fellow detectives is the killer? Fess up, detective. Are you innocent or guilty of this crime?
How dare all
Well,
of you?
this is awkward. For all you, mostly. Still, if any of you did vote for the actual guilty party, I'll see to it you're rewarded with points at the end of the night.
And as for our escaped murderer, keep lying low and there'll be even more points in your future.
There's one pair of murders left to examine. Let's not be dead wrong this time around.
You'll never know.
My crumpet to pulse.
I wish there was something I could do for those of you who brought these guests.
I'm sure there's something I can do.
All right, activate your brains.
And if you're a murderer, deflect suspicion onto the other case. Your life depends on it, or at least your sterling reputation.
Uh-huh.
My. Aha. I'll clean this up.
I see.
My word.
Yes, yes.
All right, fair enough.
See, now I'm curious because David was the only one that didn't want to do Sawyer. So does that mean Faye was the murderer?
I think that the staple gun, the letter in that is obvious, and that's why I went for the staple gun, because that just made sense to me.
Since you brought this guest, you get control of the magnifying glass. Don't break it. It's technically my dad's. Now all we have to do is actually solve the case.
Well, we can eliminate 2 suspects. Their drawings for this weapon are right in front of us.
Like I'm trying to consider, yeah.
What's this?
Interesting. On with it.
Let's see.
If the room is voting to condemn you, now's your last chance to convince them otherwise.
Let's continue.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
It wouldn't make sense. if
Falsely
they would kill their
accused
own
and yet
character.
still so gracious about it. As for the murders we didn't get to, I promise we'll get to it later.
It's a good hermit
now,
crab.
all of you, blast!
We need some more weapons to keep this party going. Draw
Oh,
2 more
no.
weapons using the prompts on your device. You'll be hiding the same letter, but it may look a bit different than before.
Perfect.
You've used half your time. Don't forget, you have 2 drawings to finish.
Bum, bum, bum. David, yours is so perfect for you.
Thank you. Should I be offended?
Someone commented earlier that they liked how yours is like the monochrome one.
Thank you, Jackbox Games, for just knowing me.
Excellent.
This is so bad.
Just a wrestler.
Uh-huh. Oh no. So we managed to catch no one last round.
Apparently.
This is hard.
Yeah, this one's tricky.
Sneaky.
200 episodes. So what are we gonna
As
do
you
on our
were.
You're almost out of time. While you're at it, recruit a new accomplice by entering another name. Remember, an accomplice that no one tries to murder doesn't do you any good. Give them a name that really pops.
There you are. See to it.
Yes.
Indeed.
Nicely done.
Watch this. Why, we have some new arrivals. Please join me in welcoming our new guests.
Okay. Greg.
Adam.
Adam, your grandpa's gonna die.
Uh-oh. Pickleback.
Ooh la la.
And I was worried I'd have to eat all this pate myself. Oh, phooey!
Select another guest and try to deduce who brought them. If you're right, the dark deed will be done.
This is all my fault. I knew I should have put no homicides on the invitation. I'm not sure I can take much more Bilbo Baggins!
Indeed.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Even more murders?
Bilbo Baggins.
Not even my famous bone marrow tarts will save the evening now.
Ew.
Sorry for making you work on your night off, detectives.
Oh.
Aha.
All right.
Hurry. My word. Well then. Aha. Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Adam.
Don't waste my
It
time.
looks like a cursive L to me
I don't
Aha.
see it.
on its side. The other one's like so.
The sound you hear is the telltale beating of a guilty heart. Also me mixing a very dry martini.
What's this?
Perhaps.
There's also
I know.
By the way, you can use the hurry up button to speed up the timer if your fellow detectives are dragging their
You
feet.
see my hermit crab?
Yeah, that's like trying to compare the drawing styles between the two.
Uh-huh.
Wow, it's split right down the middle and
It really is.
Yes, yes.
A hung jury? You've got to work together to pick someone, or the killer goes
No.
free. Get it together
Wow.
and vote next time. My party depends on it. There's one pair of murders left to investigate. What devilish mind would use
I'm
weapons
very
as
curious
devilish
about
as these?
Maximum Warp,
Some
but-
kind of devil?
There's a lot in there. I
Let's
think
see.
Danny would be in more.
I think the football is a sideways cursive A,
I could see that.
which doesn't
I
necessarily
see.
narrow it down a ton, but
My word.
I also feel like I've seen that style of drawing a head previously. Maybe.
On with it.
Move your feet. Yes, yes.
Excuse me.
Thanks very much for
Ready?
stopping by.
Set? The accuse.
All right. So you think it's a sideways A
Yeah, on the football.
on the football itself? Okay.
Yeah.
There.
So
I
that
feel
could-
like David or X Angel drew a similar like helmety shape previously.
Well, I
Oh.
Aha!
Did I
That is
mention that your
interesting.
calling
That is-
cards aren't
honestly, that's very kind
necessarily
of you to say
unique?
that, but I
It's
kind of
possible for
didn't
two
think
murderers to
me.
have the same letter, in case that's of interest.
Who would bring the name Danny?
All right.
Oh, that's a good question.
A hung jury? And I thought no crime could stump the world's
Oh.
greatest detectives. We can't convict anyone without a majority vote. Bennington, a round of cocktails for everyone still alive. Now, how about we. Not again.
Nope. It's time for
No,
murder.
stop. Not another murder. Well, I tried.
Stop dancing! Everyone, stop dancing!
Thanks so much, you guys, for stopping by.
Good. Everything can get back to Portrait of a Lady on Fire!
That was very good.
Fantastic. Now my driveway is full of dead people's cars.
Okay.
Greg,
Choose a case to solve. I'll just be sitting here trying to get viscera out of 18th century satin.
You? On the magic of theater. Okay, then it's not that. Not a staple gun.
Aha.
Maybe an eye?
could be an X.
Fascinating.
Oh.
No, I'm seeing an eye where the like staples
What's
launch
this?
out of.
Okay.
Let's see.
Maybe.
Huh.
Yeah, I could see it.
Come now. Shake a leg.
A lot of eyes, though.
Hmm.
Who wielded this weapon so
No.
willfully?
So we know it's not
I'm
X
feeling
angle.
it's David.
Do you see my other eye that I have
I
there?
do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
X Angel, zoom in on the.
Don't forget
the
you can use the
trigger
magnifying
of
glass
that
to highlight
staple
what
gun.
you
I don't know how
found
to
for your
describe
fellow
that bottom
detectives.
part.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, no, it's simplistic in the way that David's other drawing is.
Whoa.
That's why I'm. No, like I'm just saying, like the style.
I honestly think that would be fire.
I think it's Pannon.
I
Pannon's getting real chatty on this.
My name.
I feel like there's a letter P hidden in there
Where?
for Pannon.
ooh, I see it. Yeah, I'm switching to Pannon.
Now what's
I,
this?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's. I think y'all
Yeah.
are gonna be sad.
Don't deny it.
I'm afraid not.
I hate to admit fault, so
Yeah.
Bennington
Yeah.
is
That's
very
true.
sorry for the
I
accusation.
love your character design.
There's one
though.
last pair of
I want-
murders to investigate.
Bonzo.
It feels like fancy Wolverine. Stop, Pickleback!
I think I see
7
an all
attempted murders
Do you
on
see an all out?
Pickleback.
What happened to
Everyone
Pickleback?
wanted to kill Pickleback.
Oh.
Wow!
I've got it.
Oh. I know.
Perhaps.
All right.
Let's
Oh,
continue.
Yes. My.
There is only one C in someone's name.
Come now.
Yeah, Becky. We're looking at you,
Oh.
Becky.
I'm going for Becky.
It's time to turn your casual mistrust into formal accusations.
That head is like headless person is so good.
My pattern recognition is
Let's
failing
see.
me.
I see.
I gotta go with
Hurry.
Becky.
Here. What's
Becky
this?
Yes,
Apples.
I feel like the line just on the left feels just a little too straight.
Well then.
See, that's what I thought about this, like, kind of C shape just below that line.
Let's have it.
Filthy gossip.
You were completely wrong. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Now, where did I... Midnight? We've still got a ton of
no.
unsolved murders, and I am not going back to
Oh,
prison.
we're
Look,
so
just
bad
take a
at this
guess at all of the remaining cases. I'll give you points if you're right, even if the group votes the other way.
Okay.
And I'll give murderers extra points for every detective they fool into
okay.
voting for someone else.
Time is running out. Please, hurry.
My
So
crumpet.
who did we guess on this one?
I know.
Trumpet.
Aha.
I'm gonna say X Angel.
Let's see.
Aha.
Hmm.
Oh, nicely done hiding the L in there. Dang.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
Hide
go.
from me, X Angel. Nice, and maybe it was me. There's a C in there. I think that may have been.
All right.
Oh no, it matches like the cutesy style of Kaylin.
I see.
That.
My. Let's
Oh
see.
no, you're right.
Here. What's this?
Oh, you're right.
Perhaps.
Pannon.
Excellent.
Oh,
Moving
there's
on.
the A.
Oh, dear!
Oh.
I think
Aha,
that's
all
me
right.
fire. Because there's a V right there.
I
Interesting.
think I voted for David last time, and we had a hung jury.
My word.
That's different
My.
staple gun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right.
Because that staple gun is bigger.
I was gonna hide the N. I didn't even see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Good. I'm really excited to find this one out, but I'm pretty sure that this is X Angel because Sawyer sounds like an X Angel name.
Fascinating.
Oh, wait, no, that's the victim.
Yeah.
Never mind. Shoot,
Pannon.
All right.
Becky.
Oh no, hungry.
Oh, that's a good way to hide it.
Yeah.
Last second decision.
Brilliant work.
Dang.
Oh,
Okay.
This
one
one.
was like,
it was
I
like so dense.
yeah, there's
I
so
think
much
that this
scrubbling
is-
around.
X Angel because there's an E hidden in there.
What's this?
Ah.
Oh.
I see.
Let's see.
Go for it. Fire.
Aha.
Becky? Becky?
Right, but the wrong person.
Brilliant. Don't stop now.
right.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
yeah, again, I wish
My,
I could
my.
for that, and I just can't.
Aha.
David.
What?
You all.
What letter is that?
D.
That's a really wonky D.
Who killed Danny? Hmm.
Let's see.
I think this is Pannon. Pannon
my
fought really
word.
hard to get like that's an A in there. I think that's an A on the football. So I think it might be
Perhaps.
Pannon.
I think it's David. Nice.
Plot twist. Let's keep them coming.
Maximum Wharf. It's a good name.
Aha.
Interesting. On with it.
All right. Aha.
Well then.
So I can see so many letters in this one.
Sorry, David.
Oh, dang.
I forgot
Good
about that
job.
one.
That is not even a
Yeah.
letter I saw.
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah, who killed Greg?
You.
Fascinating.
I think you killed Greg.
My. What's this?
Pannon's being loud about this.
Uh-oh.
This is the first time you've piped up about who killed them, so
I'm gonna say V-Fire as well.
yeah.
Prison can hold me.
Greg is my dude.
Oh,
I'm impressed.
You should have said that.
I felt like
okay. This one I
Fooling.
was so sure was David.
Why?
I don't know. It just the
Here.
drawing seemed similar.
I think it's X-Angel.
I'll clean this up. Let's see.
Let's continue.
Oh, that's right. So then Becky. Switch to Becky. All right.
I knew
I finally
it.
got a single
didn't.
point.
Next.
Yes. Oh, what is?
Who's Fran? Who owned Francesca? Who brought Francesca?
Oh.
We'll never know.
Well,
Perhaps.
Mercedes is
Guess
insane to
yes.
think this round.
I think
No,
Pannon killed
David.
Francesca.
Francesca's name. Nice.
Good. Celebrate later.
Staple gun.
I still think that that's like an I or an L on the left there.
Yeah.
What's this?
Maybe the V.
I see.
Now we're having fun.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
I'm gonna go with an I.
Okay. That's so. You were right about that being too straight a
Yeah.
line.
Excellent work, detectives. Well, some of you, the rest of you, not so
Terrible.
much. As promised, I've been keeping track of who the best detective is.
Not me.
Let's see who gets the prize.
Good Bravo.
Good job,
All well and good, but let's see who the best murderer is.
Kaylin.
Wrecking people.
Yeah.
What about the most popular accomplices?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Everyone
you.
hated
I don't know
Pickleback.
why everyone hated
And our
Pickleback.
overall winner is...
Nice. Good job.
Congratulations!
Nice.
Sadly, Bennington informs me we are out of ice. Plus, there are all those murders, so let's call it a night.
Nice.
Good job,
That's very
X-Angel.
good.
Fantastic. All right. How we feeling?
I know you gotta get going.
Yeah, I
I
gotta
would
get
love
going.
to do like one round of drawful.
All right.
Y'all
let's-
are up for
I'm
that.
down for it.
Okay.
You gonna bounce? All right.
Okay.
Gotta go spend time with my other partners. All right. Exit to pack.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Fair.
And you gave Yuffie her medicine?
Yeah, I gave her the boot.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much.
The goop.
Oh, I didn't mean to close the game.
And Josie's feeding the rest.
Okay.
Stay one more drawful.
I gotta get Chris, otherwise and I'll be a sad bean too, 'cause I have to get up with him for work.
Okay. We'll draw one thing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes. Don't forget Tolan. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Bye.
Okay, we're gonna do a round of Drawful for those of you who would like to stay and continue.
Oh, thanks. Happy 200.
Happy 200.
Alright, one more. Whoop.
That camera.
Alright.
There. Okay. Now, here.
I'm just a fan of Drawful in general.
I've never done Drawful.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we're doing Drawful.
It's quite silly.
There.
Okay.
Alright,
Nice. Okay, and then you gotta draw. Okay. Oh, you get to animate it. Oh, that's fun. There is no eraser.
Give it just another minute for other people to join in if they would
Yeah.
like to. You're more than welcome to join. We would love to have you tag along and draw silly, silly things with us. Feels weird having like so much space in this room right now with the table.
Oh, I know, huh?
The dead center.
Oh, I've already undone. Wanted to undo.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
That's so fun.
Oh.
Nice.
I like how you
if
both
me and
went
X
peace
Angel
sign.
are
And
like
I just went Super Saiyan.
nice. Good for you.
All right, I think we're good. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, I think we're good to start the game.
Okay.
I thought that was the game for a minute.
Uh-oh, it's Drawful Animate. You're doing twice the drawings for 0 pay? You should unionize. With this many players, we have time for 2 rounds. Let's rock.
Let's go.
Okay.
I've sent a prompt to each of your devices. It might sound a little funky, like a horse with spider legs or a spy watching TV. Draw an animation on your device that fits the title. When you've finished, hit submit. The more players that guess your correct title, the more points you'll get. You've got this. Probably. It's never too late to join the audience. Go to jackbox.tv and enter the room code.
I like this person's voice way more than the standard guy.
Yes.
there's no erase button. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It adds a whole level of difficulty to have to animate whatever.
Whatever. it
Terrible
is that I'm
creation.
trying to-
My favorite is like guessing based on the
Halfway through,
ridiculous
I
drawings.
cordially invite you to begin work on the second frame. The animations are in. Let's check
Alright.
them out.
Let's do it.
This is new for me too, X-Angel. What is this
Think
thing?
about what this animation could be titled and write it on your device.
That creature is terrifying to look at, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, Sakura Rogan, I think you're right. Just curve, kick the butt, dancing in the dark.
Here they all are. Which title do you think is quote unquote correct? Who got duped?
Good
Oh,
job.
this is what I live
yeah.
for.
Wow. I was like, that's too literal. It couldn't be that. Nice. Nicely done.
Very well done.
This is the part of the drawing game where you do writing.
What? Oh, I'm so confused.
The mouse with the cheese. Hank.
Whoa, check these out. All right, let's see how this all shook out.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, dang.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was clearly a mouse with no ears, no
Not your
eyes,
best
and no
moment.
tail.
What?
I don't know.
What are these? I mean, you drew the prompt quite well.
Thank you.
Ooh, I want to eat this one for some reason.
Oh, oh.
And here are the options. Okay, who voted for what?
Lol.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Good job. This is very silly. I was like, how do I draw all ears?
You're right.
Round 2 is the same, but you're a couple
At
minutes
least
older.
it was like
There's a new title
something
on
that
your
made
device now.
sense. Like a mouse with no ears
Right.
and no tail. Like
No, don't rotate. I don't like my phone to rotate right now.
animation just brings a whole new level to it. The crappiest, fastest animation. Oh yeah.
Maybe this gorgeous piece of art.
No. No, it will not.
Halfway through, please advance to the second frame. Oh my god, I'm just kidding. It's me.
I'm so like I am like this is fun. I would like to play this with like a really big group
Yeah, we should like
to try to
we should have like a big stream day, like really hype it up in a couple months.
yes.
Get as many people as we can,
This one would be so fun.
just for draw.
Just because like, I feel like you could get so many ridiculous guessers.
The drawing
half
is
the
done.
fun too, is trying
Let's
to, like,
check out the
derail
first
what it is.
animation.
Right.
Go ahead, dash off a title.
Yeah, V-Fire had life,
Yeah.
the annoying thing.
On pants.
Spilled on khakis. Highbrow content.
These are your choices. Some of them are good.
I'm
Alrighty, let's see what you
Okay.
did.
Did we get it? Nice. Wow. Well done.
I'm glad I could convey that
Yeah.
clearly to you
Yeah.
guys.
Very nice.
Type that title.
What on earth am I looking at? Hannon, what is this?
I wish I
What on earth?
Yeah.
What a spread. Yum. Okay, time to vote.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, my favorite lady sounds like just the thing.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened.
It's like, how do I draw that? Scuttling.
That's a good scuttle.
Yeah.
A very good scuttle.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how I'm winning.
Okay, last one, I promise.
Rocket to the moon? Jet ski accidentally leaving Earth. Sailor Moon's end. Jet ski to the stars.
Well, this is what
Ooh.
we've got.
Not FDA approved.
Man.
It starts in the water, it looks like.
Hmm.
Let's see what people picked.
Did we get it?
We got it! Second round, we killed it. First round was like a hot mess.
Right. I think we understood the assignment the second round.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad I could.
Very good. Woo.
Ooh,
Nice.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
That was fun.
that was wonderful. All right, it is late,
It is.
so I think we're going to have to call it here. Thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for staying as long as you have.
200.
I was not so good. You were fantastic, X Angel. You were fantastic. I'm gonna close this out. So
Yes.
Have it screaming at us.
No?
This was absolutely exactly what I wanted out of this whole thing. Thank you.
Yay.
And then we're just gonna switch back to two other special. This was wonderful. Thank you guys all for being a part of it. Thank you for helping us reach 200 episodes.
Oh,
I can't believe we did this.
crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't have any other words. I'm really excited. Thank you guys for helping us get
Yeah.
like even being here to celebrate. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, big love.
Yeah.
Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Get a lot of rest.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, love you guys, and
ya.
we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.